From the beautiful Frontwave Arena in Oceanside, California, the San Diego Sockers are home, taking on the Tacoma Stars in a Sunday afternoon matinee. And a very pleasant good evening, everybody. Alongside Tony Sanchez, Craig Elston on hand with you. Home again, jiggity jig. It's been quite a while. 29 days, as a matter of fact, since the San Diego Sockers' last home game. A 6-match road trip which tested this team from top to bottom of the roster. But now back at home, couple of games in a row. And Tony, maybe an opportunity for this team to build some momentum.
Yeah, absolutely. They went 3-3, the San Diego Sockers, on this road stint. And it ended up being enough in order to go ahead and keep them in the conversation for the top spot in the standings table. They did take some key injuries to some players, but with some big contributions for some rookies, they were able to stay afloat. And also, Boris Pardo has been a rock on the net this time around. With Tacoma here tonight, it's going to be a battle for third place, but it's also, like you said, an opportunity for the Sockers to gain some momentum going into the second half of this season.
Now, when we talk about this Sockers roster, boy, they are dealing with injury concerns. We'll detail them throughout the course of the match. But one guy who has been standing strong and really propping up the offense, the veteran, Leonardo de Oliveira.
Yeah, the Brazilian recorded his 200th MASL assist and got 4 assists against Baltimore in the 10-5 victory against them over this last weekend. His contributions on the floor on both sides of the ball are very important, and he's going to go ahead and be going to try to get more on his 12 points contribution this season for the Sockers.
Last time we saw Tacoma, they were 3-0. Now they are 7-4. So they've gone 3-3 over the course of that time. 7-1 at home, a team that definitely knows how to play close games. We're going to see tonight if they can play well on the road. But one guy who's always got to lead the charge on the counterattack is the man, the Juice, if he's loose.
Yeah, absolutely. Jamel Cox is definitely somebody to look at here with his play, with quick counterattacking opportunities and transitions. He has had 5 games with goals in this last 5 games consecutively. He had a brace against the Sockers last time they faced on this floor as well. The Tacoma Stars are going to have their best players fired up in order to go ahead and get their first victory on the road this season.
Two teams with winning records out here on the West Coast, ready to do battle. It's the Sockers and the Tacoma Stars. We're going to come back. Nick Ferreira will have an update on the rookies who have been helping keep those Sockers moving forward. And then we'll bring you the starting lineups and opening kickoff right here on MASL TV.
Is it normal to sweat this much? This is awful. This is a mean sweat. Quit looking at me, Susan. When was the last time I ate something planted? It's not that I don't like vegetables. Doctor, I said stop. I can't pay for a nutritionist. Why is this always such a whole big thing?
With nutrition counseling included, staying on top of your health doesn't have to be a whole big thing. Kaiser Permanente. Healthcare that just works.
With the call from the spring riddle.
Parents, if we're on screens too much, what about you?
So let's ditch them and go outside on safari
To hang with the coolest,
kookiest, tallest animals ever.
whoa,
We can hop with them,
Get real close to them.
and every visit helps the animals. But that screen you're on can't do it justice. So let's get out here and join the herd
at the San Diego Zoo Safari Park.
From the Pacific to the desert, our members work hard, dream big, and always fight for what's important. For over 70 years, Frontwave Credit Union has been serving those who serve and helping our members take their financial plans to the next level. Because our value and values run deep, and we'll always fight for you with 100% commitment and no excuses. Open an account with Frontwave Credit Union today, and you could get a $350 bonus when you switch. We got you.
Welcome back live to Frontwave Arena. Sunday afternoon, Major Arena Soccer League action. The San Diego Sockers and the Tacoma Stars, our huge parade of champions still finding their way off the floor. Let's go down on the floor where our Nick Ferrara is standing by. Nick?
With the Sockers being on the road for so long, the San Diego faithful will finally get to witness their star rookies in action in their home debut. Adrian Reyes and Andrew Estrella started all 6 games on the road trip, combining for 8 goals and an assist. The coaching staff's beyond excited to have the young and, most importantly, healthy bodies on this injury-riddled Sockers roster. We'll see if Reyes and Estrella can find their name in the lights in this debut here at Frontwave Arena. Craig, Tony, back to you.
Thanks so much, Nick. We look forward to hearing from you with our halftime interview with head coach Phil Salvaggio, post-match interview with a player of the match. There you see the San Diego Sockers, and speaking of that youth, in addition to Adrian Reyes and Pato Estrella, Marcel Sanchez will make his MASL debut today at age 18. Let's bring you the tale of the tape between these two clubs, who are dead even in the standings at 19 points. San Diego 6-4-1, Tacoma 7-4. Goal differential, though, part of the story. Tacoma has really had a rough go of it in 3 road matches where they are minus 22 on the road so far. Power play ticking up on a better note for San Diego, but really special teams is where Tacoma has struggled this year. They're next to last in power play. They're last in the league in penalty kill. San Diego best in the league in penalty kill, tied for second, I should say, but up there at 82%. Something to keep an eye on. As we take a look at the lineups for today, for the visiting Tacoma Stars, Luis Pirueta will be the starter in net, with Danny Waltman, Chase Hansen, Logan Jones, Kyle Rivers, Alex Caceres, the captain, Jamel Cox, who will be our halftime guest, Juice, Nestor Hernandez, Tyler John, Nani Mendoza, Kai Briscoe, Michael Ramos, Douglas Lima, Adrian Correa, Yahir Romero, Christian Fernandez. Misa Lopez was the last-second scratch for this team. For the San Diego Sockers, Boris Pardo will start once again in net, backed up by the rookie Nathaniel Lindquist. Felipe Gonzalez returns to the lineup. He'll be at defense today with Drew Ruggles, Leonardo Oliveira, Sebastian Mendez playing with a broken bone in his arm. You'll see he's wearing a cast out on the field. Juan Salazar was the late scratch today. Sean Callahan will go with the rookie Marcel Sanchez, Gabriel Costa, Mitchell Cardenas, Adrian Reyes, Andrew Estrella, Craig Childs, Luis Pee Wee Ortega, great to see him back, Nick Pereira, and Mustafa Guy round out the starting lineup. Of course, who's missing for San Diego? Tony, it's over half the team, literally between starters and bench, 11 players out today.
Yeah, a lot of talent, star power, and just classic San Diego Sockers who are out with injury, but they've been able to come back after this long road trip with 3 victories, 3 losses, but still in prime position to be at top of the table. The San Diego Sockers have been getting it done. And here for Tacoma, a chance to get that first road victory, but it's not going to be easy against a couple of players in the Sockers that really were wanting to come back home and very excited to bring and showcase what their talents are in the Frontwave Arena crowd.
I'll tell you what, there are some important matches in the league today. Empire Baltimore was a very, very important match for the Blast. Baltimore got the win. They really needed those 3 points to keep Empire off their tail, so to speak, or to keep Baltimore on Empire's tail. This is the biggest match of the year for the Tacoma Stars to date, because if they can pull a win out of Frontwave Arena, it changes the entire complexion of the standings going forward. If San Diego holds serve like they did in an 8-0 win back on December 30th, then Tacoma's 0-4 on the road. They're kind of looking like a, home road show pony a little bit. But if they could win this one, it changes a lot. So big, big game for Tacoma, and that means it's a big game for San Diego as well. The Sockers in blue, Tacoma in white. The whistle sounds. Shane Butler and Brian Miller are on-field officials, and we're underway with MASL action from Frontwave Arena in Oceanside, California. A lot of that Parade of Champions still finding their way to their seats right now and maybe passing through some of the concession stands on the way, and we appreciate that for sure. Here's Boris Pardo being pressured by Nani Mendoza, Mitchell Cardenas, and Sebastian Mendez. Mendez with that right arm casted all the way up to the wrist. The former Tacoma Star, now San Diego Soccer, Nick Pereira, with his first touch along the wall. Pressure here. Pee Wee getting bully-ragged back to his crease. And the ball lifted up for Mendez to touch it down and attack for the first time. Sebastian Mendez, back heel pass. Leo fires, and it's off the right post. And the carom will go all the way out of play as Los Brujos del 78 get their drums loose and start getting the crowd fired up.
And they're the first chance for Leonardo de Oliveira, the Brazilian phenom, who honestly it's a pleasure to watch him play, and you can really tell the quality of touch. There is not a single movement that he does that is extra. Everything he does is intentional, as there's a foul called here against Tacoma.
The Major Arena Soccer League proud to welcome you to MASL Soccer on MASL TV. The players kicking around the official game ball presented by Mitre. Mitre, one of the leading soccer brands worldwide, established in 1817. You can find out more at mitre.com. There's Luis Pirueta under pressure. Out to Kai Briscoe. Jumping up is the rookie Adrian Reyes. Got a touch, but it is actually pushed all the way out to Tyler John. Tyler's shot blocked by Ruggles up into the crowd.
Tyler, who had a very interesting game last time up in Tacoma against the San Diego Sockers. Some fiery interactions with Boris Pardo. We'll see what that matchup is going to be like tonight.
That's a good one to keep an eye on. Good looking out, Tony. Here's a steal by Gabriel Costa. Tried to send a through ball to the rookie Marcel Sanchez, who's out for his first shift. Wearing a number that we associate both with Tony Gwynn in San Diego, but also with the Sockers with Brandon Escoto, number 19. Here comes Logan Jones. Space on left wing. Jones all the way to the wall. Goal ball pass. Michael Ramos had a goal on his toe from the penalty dot, and he skied it high above the frame.
Yeah, a little bit too overzealous on that shot there, waiting too much. Hit it with the top of his ankle. That's why it goes all the way up. And luckily for the Sockers, it's just a reset here for Boris Pardo.
I mean, Cox was open. Jones was open. There were two players for that goal, and the wall pass eluded them both. The long throw out, Boris Pardo. Nick Pereira gets brought down. Common foul is whistled against Adrian Correa. Every player is allowed 3 common fouls and a half. A fourth is a blue card penalty. They're allowed 5 common fouls in a match. A sixth is a red card disqualification. Long pass forward. Rivers scuffed the shot. Kyle Rivers had a good look from left wing and turned it into a 5-hopper wide of frame. Again, Tacoma did not score the first time here. They've already had 2 chances. Probably that would have been on the plus half of all the chances they had the first time they came here in the first 2.5 minutes. Here's Nick Pereira taking that ball down from the top of the glass. Mendez out to the middle to Leonardo de Oliveira. Leo, little fake, leaves it off. Mitchell Cardenas off right post.
Mitchell, who we're seeing this season have a lot more confidence and have those windows of opportunity, just trying to get a little bit more on the frame there. Cardenas on the ball once again.
Pereira comes off, and the 41-year-old captain Craig Childs comes on. Mendez dancing along the northern wall. Childs was asking for it along the yellow line. Mendez continues to weave a solo pattern. Now sending in Felipe Gonzalez is Drew Ruggles. Felipe to the back post. Childs corkscrews it wide. Still going, header try. Blocked by Hernandez. Childs was calling for a handball on Nestor Hernandez, and I believe he got that call. He did. Shane Butler, the senior official, saw it. Not intentional, so it becomes a top-of-the-arc restart for San Diego.
What should have been a goal right now does turn into a set-piece opportunity for the Sockers, and this is back and forth here from both teams.
Mendez for Childs, and he shoots it high. And that one will skip over the low wall and out of play. Capelli Sport is the official and exclusive preferred uniform and apparel provider of the Major Arena Soccer League. You can visit MASLsoccer.com and shop the all-new MASL fan store for the latest MASL and team gear. Capelli Sport also outfits our officials. Pardo under hot water there. Just got the ball away. Double team. John sticks out his foot. Gets a steal for a moment. Now it's Costa. He's in the blender. And on his punt out, the veteran Alex Caceres is able to run it down. Caceres wearing the captain's armband for the Tacoma Stars. He's the leading MASL scorer on the active roster. Over 200 points in his career, 202 to be exact. 4 minutes done on a Sunday afternoon in North County, San Diego, California. No score between the Sockers and the Stars. This is the third meeting of 5 between these clubs. Home teams won each time so far. Luis Pirueta, 6-3 with a 5.14 goals against, 705 save percentage. Wearing the 00, he's getting crashed by Pereira. The press is on. The ball was loose for a second. And it was the touch by Douglas Lima that kept it on Tacoma's foot. Lima came crashing in along the yellow line. Now the pass forward, it's Ruggles v. Ramos, 1v1. Ramos shrugs off Ruggles. Briscoe comes charging in. That's going to be a foul on Drew. Drew, who has 4 yellow cards in the first 11 matches of the season.
Yeah, that was always going to get called. Drew looking for a foul on him initially, and then the ball returns in a position that he is forced to defend it immediately. Commits the foul there. Set piece here for Tacoma.
The left-footer Caceres rolls a top arc. That shot missed by Lima. He just sent it way high. Thankfully, the protective netting here at Frontwave Arena there to prevent harm. No harm, no foul. Pardo pokes it out to team manager Alex Monar, one of the key behind-the-scenes figures of the San Diego Sockers, along with athletic trainer Paul Savage. On the bench, Phil Salvaggio in search of his 194th MASL head coaching victory, with Rene Ortiz and Chiqui Luna his assistants. Giles' header try was routine for Pirueta. Here's Giles. Tried to back roll the middle. Nobody home for San Diego. Now Correa just spins one up in the air. Estrella knocked it down, but it went over the low wall out of play. Andrew Estrella was our guest, Tony's and mine, on Soccer's Overtime, our weekly talk show. Wednesdays, 6 p.m. right here on YouTube. Look for it, search, subscribe on the San Diego Punto Football channel. Here's Tyler John into the middle. Cardenas knocks it down in front of him, then Briscoe shoots and Cardenas blocks that. Mitchell with back-to-back blocks.
Both teams right now just trying to find that first goal to set the tone here in the first quarter. And it seems like a lot of energy is being output from both sides. Pressure on the defense here on either team to not be the first one to have the other team score.
Tactical start to this one. Sean Callahan trying to charge. Both teams have utilized some version of high pressure in the opening 8 minutes. For a team as leg weary as the Sockers, I think you should do that in the first quarter, because I don't know if it's there for you in the fourth. Callahan, who got a steal goal in Baltimore in the last game. There's a diving steal by Pato. Andrew Estrella for the moment. Juice Cox then comes up with it, and he's fouled along the wall.
And just to keep an eye to keep on for some of these rookies. Yes, they were very instrumental on the road wins and performances for the San Diego Sockers. Last time around, they did play in Baltimore, which is significantly smaller than what they're seeing here at home for the first time.
That ball deflected off Tacoma defender Kai Briscoe's leg. Marcel Sanchez, formerly of the City SC Youth Club that Nick Pereira is in charge of. Kid's just getting his legs underneath him, and in fact, he's getting a nice chat from Phil Salvaggio right now, keeping him pumped up and in rhythm of the game. Pardo from outside the yellow line, sending one in, knocked down over the shoulder of Pereira. Diving in is Ruggles now on the attack. Now turning, it's Pereira. Nick holds, Drew shoots, blocked by Pirueta. Next try off the goal wall. Pirueta got a spinning hand on that one to deny the goal. And a foul on Nick on the way back to the bench. We're under 8 minutes to play in the first quarter. Next ball out of play will be the media timeout. The officials' timeout, pardon me. Here's Juice Cox. A 12-year veteran of the league, Jamel Cox. Douglas Lima. Back to Correa. Some possession for the Stars. Caceres was not here last time the Sockers and Stars met back on December 30th. He's very important as an organizer on both sides of the ball. Counterattack potentially on for San Diego. Pee Wee Ortega tried to spark it. The 30-year-old veteran out of Chicago who's been hampered by injuries, coming back from the Achilles tear last year. Just the second game for Pee Wee. He played up in Ontario last Thursday, and this is Pee Wee's second game of the season.
Yeah, before that injury, he was playing one of the best seasons that I've seen him play, and that's a player who has all heart and grit, but also talent.
That one went over his head. Pardo had to come out to keep Ramos from being able to turn on an open goal. And now we've got a foul on a push against Tacoma that knocked down young Sanchez.
While there has been a lot of output on offense and transition from both teams, some elementary connections that are not happening, some missed time passes on both sides that probably have this game still 0-0.
Here's Pardo trying to send one in. It went over Child's head, but Cardenas recovered it. Now it's Leo on the half wall for San Diego. Leonardo coming off a 4-assist match at Baltimore. Down to the rookie Adrian Reyes. Reyes has 5 goals in 6 games. This is his first home game. He, like Estrella, signed up for the club. Their first game was the start of that 6-match road trip. Then they played every game of the 6. Reyes in the right corner. Back to net, guarded by the veteran Chase Hansen. 6 minutes, 10 seconds on the running clock. The official's timeout is elusive so far.
Really good defensive pressure by the Stars to not give any sort of room for the runs, and respecting the fact that this team can strike from any position.
Leo tried to feed Pereira. Through the double team, the ball squirted to Felipe Gonzalez, and the Sockers' possession continues with under 6 minutes in the quarter. Leo trying for the diagonal through ball, couldn't get it all the way through the stitches. Jamel Cox was there. Now Birueta gets his one touch. He'll spin it to the head of Drew Ruggles. Sockers change behind the play. Leo's the last one to get off. And Gabi Costa comes on. Gabriel Costa just starting to find his feet in the MASL this year. Had a goal and an assist at Baltimore. Pin down pass for Nick. Double team crashes. Briscoe took it away for a second. Nick got it back. Out to Ruggles, under 5 to go in the quarter. Drew Ruggles weaving. Gabi Costa searching. He'll cut it off the sidewall. Hansen's there for Tacoma, stealing Ruggles. Ruggles in the middle. It's Pato back to Drew. His shot was blocked by Briscoe. Good block by Kai Briscoe. Rebound fought for. Estrella gets it. Ruggles now. Estrella tipped away from him by the rushing Logan Jones. Jones hustling the other way with John. The counter's on. John into the corner. John to the middle. And there's the counterattack goal. Just like they drew it up, Logan Jones raced down the middle of the floor unimpeded, waited for the pass, and tucked it home at 10:35 for a 1-0 lead.
And you can see in that counterattack, just knowing the experience that you are going to get bumped at some point. Gabriel Costa trying to get that ball off, and then just diagonally shooting almost that ball to see whatever chaos is there. Somebody's going to receive it. Stars went up 1-0.
And we get to our officials timeout. 1-0, the Stars did what they couldn't do in the last match, put a goal on the board on MASL TV.
There's regular cold, and then there's the mountains are blue cold. Mountain Cold Refreshment. Coors Light. Choose chill.
At Frontwave Credit Union, we're all in on you. You're not just a number, you're a member. And we're putting $350 behind what we believe in. Get started today. Dream big. We got you.
Not medically necessary. Out of network. Request denied. Referral denied. Claim denied. Denied.
What if insurance, doctors, pharmacies came together and worked as one team?
If you can't get what you want, come with me.
That would be a better idea. Permanente.
Welcome back, folks, and welcome back to San Diego. The San Diego Sockers there and back again. A month-long road trip that saw the team go 3-3 with 6 matches in 20 days, almost 15,000 air miles. Somebody got some frequent flyer. Here's Childs with a shot blocked, and 2 back-to-backs with travel in between. All things considered, a 3-3 record, not bad. However, it did take a physical toll. 5 different players injured during the trip. Speaking to someone banged up, Craig Childs a little gimpy, and that's actually going to lead to a whistle as he is leaning over in front of the Sockers bench, consulting with athletic trainer Paul Savage, and it looks like coming straight off the floor, Tony. Craig felt something give, and the 41-year-old captain is out.
Yeah, there was a backheel assist chance here, and Childs got that volley, and the moment he landed, seemed like he went over to his knee area, and hopefully he's going to be okay, and it's just a tweak. But yeah, immediately going back, another player now added to the
12. That would be 12, but that's an active player, which means the Sockers are playing a man short now. Not in terms of the active personnel on the field, but in terms of total on the bench. It's currently 14 on 13. Now, what is this? It counts. That's a goal for San Diego. Everybody on the floor stopped, thinking it was a 3-line pass against the Sockers. And Shane Butler said, no, it was good. And Nick turned and scored. Let's watch this.
Absolutely. The moment Boris hits this ball, I think it's on the line.
On the yellow line.
The Stars completely stop. That's why you play for the whistle. Nick Pereira even turns around, has all the time in the world, just taps it in. That's a fantastic look by Boris Pardo. And look, I mean, you got to play to the whistle, Craig.
Give the goal to Pereira, his 6th of the season, and give Boris Pardo his 2nd assist of the year. By the way, I want to say thanks to Kansas City's Eric Bergrud. It is the media timeout. I said it right the first time. They don't like it when you say the official's timeout. Media timeout. Goalkeeping. Goalkeeping. Pardo makes the save. That's for you, Aaron. Sean Callahan lifts it out for the Sockers. Well, that's a wild one right there. Pereira from Pardo with inaction as the 2nd assist. There's some real action. Diving clearance by Callahan. Now Ramos trying to send in Correa along the north wall. Into the corner he comes. Wall pass. Knocked down by Callahan. Then it's Cox. He shot it wide from point blank range. Put it off the left post. Pardo and Callahan neither could get control of the ball. Sanchez is dropped, and that's a foul.
Job done on defense. You just sometimes have to be in the way, and that's exactly what Callahan was doing, waiting for Pardo to also get up and clear and block some of those windows for shots. It's a fantastic, little bit of a chaotic moment in defense there.
Tacoma gets a delay of game warning. Ruggles sends it in. Pirouette outside his crease, had to head the ball. Here's Jones, who just scored on counterattack. The burly defender, dispossessed by Pato. Oh, looking for Pereira. Nick still looking. Nick deflected by Pirouette as he tried to center. That goal was Nick Pereira's 497th career point in the league. Here comes a 3v2. Leo with a man behind him. Leo getting dragged from behind. Crossbar down and in. Qué golazo! Leonardo has made it 2-1 Sockers with a thing of beauty.
Un golazo de campanazo, as we say in Spanish. Leo has every single option, left, right. He says, I can go ahead and muscle off a defender. Give me the look, give me the time. Crossbar in goal. Sockers.
Wow. Leo's third of the year. Spectacular.
Cannot give Leonardo that amount of space. He's either going to go ahead and lay it off for an assist, or he's just going to have the confidence say, it's on me. I'll go ahead and take that shot.
They're calling it an unassisted goal. We'll see if there's any discussion of that going forward. Pereira. Momo Guy, ex of the Empire Strikers. Here's Pereira. Nicky draws the double team, shoots off the goal wall. Guy was crashing but unable to make the connection. Working down to the final 90 seconds of the first quarter. Pereira using that beach soccer skill. It's kept him on the U.S. team. Left it off for Costa. Costa trying to pass himself. Pirueta ran it down. That was highly intentional by Gabi. He was trying to send the ball off the cornered glass to himself.
We've really seen the Sockers really develop into this Nick Pereira-centric offense. And really, he seems so much more comfortable, as well as his teammates around, giving him the space to work and do his thing.
Little collision. Now, keep in mind, we just saw Craig Giles leave the floor. He has not returned to the bench. Paul Savage has. So you have to assume that Giles is out at least the half, if not the game. And that means Nick's the forward on this team right now. Tavoy Morgan took a hamstring injury on Saturday's practice. Sockers would have been well advised just not to have practiced that day, as Tavoy, Jesus Pacheco, and Jose Bebe Gonzalez all took leg injuries the same practice. Costa into the wall by Lima, and a foul called. Pacheco's is thought to be the most serious of the three. Tavoy, there was some hope that he'll be back next week. Well, now you need him, because now the forward rotation is Nick and probably Sebastian Mendez.
Carries a very important injury himself, but still able to play. And, you know, it's not easy to play with something that's not letting you focus completely on the game sometimes. And that extra moment that you are aware of an injury, such as an arm injury cast situation, may be the determining factor of making a play or not as the quarter ends here.
Horn sounds for the end of the first quarter at Frontwave Arena. Tacoma struck first on a counterattack goal, but then San Diego came roaring back as Nick Pereira and Leonardo de Oliveira score back-to-back. 2-1 San Diego, second quarter run from Frontwave Arena after this on MASL TV.
At Frontwave Credit Union, we're all in on you. You're not just a number, you're a member. And we're putting $350 behind what we believe in. Get started today. Dream big. We got you.
Is it normal to sweat this much? This is awful. This is a mean sweat. Quit looking at me, Susan. When was the last time I ate something planted? It's not that I don't like vegetables. Doctor, I said stop. I can't pay for a nutritionist. Why is this always such a whole big thing?
With nutrition counseling included, staying on top of your health doesn't have to be a whole big thing. Kaiser Permanente, healthcare that just works.
Please signal runway 6 right, clear to land.
Parents, if we're on screens too much, What about you?
So let's ditch them and go outside on safari to hang with the coolest, kookiest, tallest animals ever. Whoa! We can hop with them.
Get real close to them.
And every visit helps the animals. But that screen you're on can't do it justice. So let's get out here and join the herd at the
Start of the second quarter here at Frontwave Arena. The San Diego Sockers lead the Tacoma Stars 2-1, but make no mistake, this Sockers group is a banged-up bunch. During the month-long road trip, these players lost to injury. Charlie Gonzalez, Luis Morales, Taylor Bond out for the year with an Achilles injury. Cesar Cerda, Sebastian Mendez playing. He's just got a broken bone in his arm, but he is the one who has stayed. During practice, as we mentioned on Saturday, Tavoy Morgan, Jesus Pacheco, and Jose Bebe Gonzalez all went down with hamstring pulls. Then you consider the longer-term injuries. Ben Raymond has been out with a bad back for all but one match. Chris Toth is missing his 9th straight match today with the broken finger. He's almost back. And on the bench, Matt Hurlow, Quentin Ivey haven't even had a chance to play this year. They would have been in the lineup for the last month and a half if they had been healthy. Reserve players have been waiting for their chance, and they've taken long-term injuries. Now keep in mind, Craig Childs got hurt in the first quarter of this game. So that is 12 of the players on the Sockers active roster unavailable to them today. Raymond was the only Sockers contracted player that didn't have a uniform on today that was good enough to be walking around. You know, it's just, I've never seen anything like it, frankly, Tony.
Yeah, I mean, you ask for depth from a squad, and when you have depth, you expect that, yeah, you're going to have some injuries, but the amount of injuries, the length of these injuries is something that, you know, it's a crazy coincidence almost, but the Sockers were still able to maintain their composure and still get results on the road. Now they're going to try to make it happen here at home, and hopefully this can be a recovery period. But for right now, this game is still very important to go ahead and solidify that third place spot.
Tacoma going left to right in this second quarter. Pardo tiptoeing the edge of his crease to bring that one out of the air. Sockers running right to left across your screens on MASL TV. Mendez feeding in Pereira. Nick 3 points from being the third player in MASL history to notch 500 career points. And as I told our stadium crew or arena crew over the week, so given the state of the injuries, the ball's going to go through Nick. He could get 4 points today, so something to keep an eye on. He's at 1 through 1 quarter and change. Stop and go move here for Pato, Andrew Estrella, to fellow rookie Adrian Reyes. These guys are still figuring out the rotations of the sport. Pato draws a double team, charges, goal wall dribbler that Pirueta is able to easily scoop up. Long balls out to Lima. Lima gets hugged by Guy on the way by. A little Momo molestation. Pato then lost it up the wall to Adrian Correa.
One of the most important things that the San Diego Sockers have always had is that team chemistry and just essentially the Sockers' way of playing, the philosophy of moving the ball up and down defending. But when you have so many new players, so many players injured, it's difficult to build that chemistry. And we're seeing it here with a couple of missed time passes and missed time runs. It can be an opportunity for Tacoma to take advantage of that.
Into the corner for Christian Fernandez, one of the newer stars. He's got it, spins to the top. That centering pass, no one there but a man in blue, Estrella. 2v1, Costa with a rushing Ruggles. Here's the pass for Ruggles! He scores! Perfect weight on the 2v1. Gabi to Drew for 3-1.
A great counterattack here. Gabriel Costa brings up the ball, and you see Drew Ruggles just know, I have to put my head down and make this run. He receives the ball with his right foot, not his preferred foot, but just puts enough on it to spoon it over. Pirueta, 3-1.
Fourth goal of the year, 101st of his career for Drew Ruggles. Costa, with that goal at 2:18, picks up the assist, his third of the season. Look out. Cardenas with a blocked shot as Tyler John tried to get it back before the goal was announced. Nani Mendoza and the Stars find themselves down a pair. John back to Mendoza, wall pass to the middle, good play, Mendez. Kept it away from Logan Jones, who was looking for a brace. Jones picks up a steal along the wall. John will crack one off the goal wall. Out to Mendoza, who draws it down. Into the corner, Caceres, the captain. Double team, squirts out to Mendoza. Perfectly executed by Caceres. He waited, split the double team with a pass, and Mendoza had an open lane for 3-2.
A great powerful shot with the inside of the foot here, opening up some space for himself. And you see the way the trajectory that this ball moves after it gets hit. It moves away from Boris with an outside comba. Almost hits the post there and in, but the side netting is enough to count for a goal. Immediate response for Tacoma.
Now that goal comes 41 seconds after San Diego scored. And giving up a goal within a minute of scoring has been one of San Diego's bugaboos this season, to be sure. Of course, without belaboring the point, it's hard to say what San Diego's identity is. The identity is a hospital ward? I mean, as Ruggles and Lima do battle, Drew has to push it back through his outlet, Boris Pardo. Because you'd say, well, this is an issue, this is a problem, is this systemic? Well, what can you say? The lineup that's out there is largely comprised of guys who should be suiting up for my Super Soccer's pregame show. You know, reserve players. But that's the nature of such a star-studded lineup. Even so, San Diego has more star talent on the floor than Tacoma does today.
Yeah, and the danger of that also is now you're expecting the players that are healthy to carry this entire team, and that also carries a burden on them and can potentially lead to, hopefully not more injuries, but this is the reality of it. And you know, you do see some players coming back from injury as well. You see Felipe out there.
Yep.
And you know,
Pee-wee as well.
Pee-wee también. And it's one of these things where you're asking a lot from the little players that you still have left.
Nice move there for the moment by Yahir Romero. Then taken away. And Felipe wants a crack! Great save, Pirueta.
Beautiful stop, one-handed, gets it done. Doesn't want to have to rebound that, so he just smacks it with the open palm there. Good shot by Felipe. Good power and location as well.
Corner kick coming up. And Mr. 497, Pereira, will be on the ball. Could pick up 498 on an assist right here. Shane Butler making sure the positioning's right. Specifically to Juice, telling him not to go there. He went there. Oh, Ruggles had the goal on his toe. Had a brace and missed it high. He knows it. Nick gets the ball back. Bracketed on a double team. Spins one out to Costa. Now to Leo. Costa chucks one over the shoulder of Leo, who had that brilliant goal off the crossbar and in. He's more used to these nice passes. Leo in the middle. Stutter step, his shot blocked by Correa. Mendez spins it back to Ruggles to keep the possession as he utilizes Boris Pardo. Team might get a couple changes here. Nope, they're gonna roll. Here's Ruggles in the middle. Ruggles tips it off, it's Leo. Leo steps to his right. His shot blocked by Romero. Leo comes back and wins it, but couldn't put it on any of the players' toes, and those guys were hungry to come off on a change anyway. Both teams changing on the fly.
And Tacoma really giving a lot of space to some of these players. It's incredible that Leo has so much time in order to go ahead and do that, but in that last second, they're able to double team him and close that space. Sockers need to take advantage of those opportunities and those gaps in the midfield.
Logan Jones wrestles that one loose for the moment, and then Marcel Sanchez picks it off for San Diego. Sanchez, a product of the 619 futsal program that is spearheaded by Sean Bowers, former Sockers player, former Sockers GM, current director of sports properties here at Frontwave Arena, meaning he oversees both the Sockers and the San Diego Clippers and the San Diego Strike Force and anyone else who comes through. Some USA basketball coming to Frontwave Arena next month. A couple of exhibitions. I want to check those out. Find out more at frontwavearena.com. You can look for yourself. The Stars under some high pressure here. Good zigzag by Jones along the wall. Pee Wee staying with him. Pirouetta has to pick a choice. He floats it to the middle. Briscoe wards off the ball and keeps it alive for Tacoma. Only down one, the Stars. Took a 1-0 lead. Soccer's got 3 in a row, but a quick answer by Tacoma, putting this game very much in the balance. Looks like we've got too many men on the floor. As there's Brian Miller with almost an exasperated look on his face. He's right there in front of the bench. He's like, you can't do that. I'm right here. Did you see me?
Yeah, Brian Miller has been next to a couple of those changes for Tacoma that seem to be untimed and just haven't been in the rhythm that they need to be, making those very late substitutions and leaving space in the midfield.
Power play.
And it is indeed blue card for a bad substitution, and 6 men on the floor, 6 field players on the floor at the same time. And as such, with 9:04 to go in the second quarter, the San Diego Sockers will go on the power play. This power play will count down to either 7:04 on that game clock or to a Sockers goal, which would be their 4th of the night. San Diego has scored on their last 2 power plays. They failed on their previous 8, fell to bottom of the league. Now they're at 4 for, it should be 4 for 14. It's still listed as 4 for 15 on the league website. Jack Williams and I both know better, but it's still there. Anyways, here we go. Pereira is up top with Mendez, Gabi Costa. Adrian Reyes is the man in the middle because Childs is unavailable. And Leo is on the left wing. Keep that in mind. Craig Childs, the captain, as Reyes, quick snapshot was blocked back by Pirouetta. He left the floor, non-contact coming down on a jump and is not returned. Mendez to Costa. There's a minute 15 on the man advantage. Over to Leo, creeping in. Leo with the room, shoots it into the solar plexus of Pirouetta. Rebound came back to him. Over to Pereira. Now Mendez, playing with a broken arm. To Pereira. Scoops it to Leo. Leo, cross pass. Costa saw it right up his arm, or his leg, I should say, and out of play. We've got the officials' timeout, which is the media timeout, and is not the officials' timeout. And we'll remind our friend of that downstairs. But meanwhile, we'll take a break. We're back with the rest of the Sockers power play after this. It's 3-2 San Diego on MASL TV.
From the Pacific to the desert, our members work hard, dream big, and always fight for what's important. For over 70 years, Frontwave Credit Union has been serving those who serve and helping our members build equity and refinance with confidence. Invest in your future with a commercial real estate loan. From residential investment properties to industrial real estate, we've got you covered with 100% commitment and no excuses. Frontwave Credit Union. Dream big, we got you.
Parents, if we're on screens too much,
What about you? So let's ditch them and go outside on safari to hang with the coolest, kookiest, tallest animals ever. Whoa! We can hop with them,
Get real close to them.
and every visit helps the animals. But that screen you're on can't do it justice. So let's get out here and join the herd at the San Diego.
Welcome back to Frontwave Arena, where the Tacoma Stars are hoping to turn around their road fortune. So far, they haven't exactly been road warriors, more like road warriors. So far on the road, 0-3, minus 22 goal differential. A 7-goal, 7-goal, and 8-goal loss. 8-0, 9-2, 10-3, the 3 scores. At home, 7-1, with a +8 goal differential. They've literally played nothing but 1- and 2-goal games at home they've won all but one. They lost one one-goal game. And on the road, it's been 3 blowouts. So today, different form to the match, 3-2 San Diego. However, with half of this Sockers power play elapsed and 55 seconds remaining on the penalty against Tacoma for too many men on the field, it's a throw-out for the Stars and a chance for them to rack some time off the clock. Luis Pirouette uses the 4 seconds he had and then pushes one out that San Diego can recover. They'll get their power play personnel on the floor with 45 seconds left in the man advantage. What that means is Mitchell Cardenas runs off and Nick Pereira runs on. Nick and the Sockers, not much time to go to work here. Pereira sends in Costa on the left wing. Gabi to the top and Leo. Leo had to bring down a spinning ball. 25 seconds. Costa cuts his pass over to Pereira. Takes a touch. Pushes it over to Mendez in the right corner. Mendez works it back out to the yellow line. There's 16 seconds on the power play. Pereira to face from the left side. Spins it to Costa. Across to Mendez. Mendez brings it down. Defense reacts. Leo shoots too high with 8 seconds. That should kill it for Tacoma as the Stars can throw it out.
Well defended there by Tacoma, and really an opportunity missed by the Sockers because there were spaces and runs that weren't really necessarily respected. Here a foul called on Drew for a shove on the back, extending the forearm there.
Well, we had mentioned the numbers for San Diego on the power play. On the penalty kill, that's now 7 for 14, or 8 for 14 for Tacoma on kills. So they were practically at 50% allow, 50% kill coming in. So that's definitely a missed opportunity for San Diego and a very positive momentum-changing opportunity for Tacoma. Speaking of which, Kyle Rivers was wide open on the back post for 3 seconds. Tacoma could not feed a pass to him or did not recognize his placement. 6:44 in the second quarter. That ball's out of play over the low wall. That went over the shoulder of Jamel Cox. Juice will be our halftime guest on the MASL TV halftime show. Got the chance to chat to him prior to the match when the team showed up this afternoon. Great to catch up with a 12-year veteran whose name is synonymous with Tacoma Stars indoor soccer. That plus Alex Bastiavansky's patented MASL in 5. We'll have first half highlights. We'll have an interview with Phil Salvaggio. All that to come at the half. Plenty of action before then as Ruggles feeds Pereira. Nick the target forward. Trying to ask Estrella to do something other than what he did. And then with a shrug, he fed him the ball in a non-exciting position. Felipe trying for a turn. I'm not sure if his legs having him right now. He made the run along the wall. Now Pato will feed Pereira again. Pereira, slow pass, look out. Callahan had to take a tumble to keep it on San Diego's toe. That could have been Rivers running unimpeded the other way if he doesn't make that save of the ball. So that's one of those tiny things Sean Callahan does. Off the bench, Costa. Costa coming in with Pereira. Pereira takes 2 steps, stops, spins, went for the lefty shot, and it was blocked by Nestor Hernandez. It was a great chance. And Nick wound up on the organ there, playing a couple too many bars.
Yeah, Pereira had a couple of seconds there, and he had a wide open shot. Decides to be a little bit maybe unselfish, waiting for another run to come in, but you got to be able to take those and potentially have the spill and the rebound and somebody on the Sockers tap it back in. So we'll see, but it is tough. I've been seeing Nick Pereira really do almost a player coach situation and having the young players learn on the fly and having them directed. Here comes Gabigol.
Oh, great save, Pirouette. That one was ticketed to go inside the right post, and Pirouette had it read perfectly and had the angle played. His throw out, Momo Guy will be able to ward it down as we're inside the final 5 minutes of the first half. Head to head to head to toe, brought down by Ramos. Caceres, Costa pressures. This could be Gabriel's final game of the year for the Sockers amidst everything else. He's rumored to be signing with Kings League. And while San Diego would keep his MASL rights and he'd be leaving under good terms, they'd rather have him here, and you can see why. Although this time he gets played off the ball by Tacoma.
You can see the high pressure from the Sockers certainly is working, but if it doesn't work, you leave a lot of space here in the midfield for Tacoma to move numbers up. But fortunately for the Sockers, that hasn't necessarily happened. Cardenas looks over to Nick Pereira. This is a focal point of this offense for sure.
Nick is going to play a lot of minutes on that side of the floor today, and very few on the other side of the floor, and that's how that works. Pardo looking for Nick. The chest down. Stars wanted a foul. Fair play by all, as Leo jumps on a sidewall steal and commits a foul in doing so.
Been a couple times that the Stars have dispossessed themselves and haven't really been able to make a building their own play and connections to make it all the way over to Boris Pardo to give him any trouble in this second quarter.
Pirouetta across midfield. Stings it off the high glass for Tyler John. Cardenas riding him. Mitchell has been the one, along with Drew Ruggles, everyday defender that's been able to play through the storm of injury. And it's very fair to say he's not playing at 100% or even at 85 because of the load he's had to carry over the last month. Cox, oh, that one shocked Pardo, but he was in the right place for the ball to hit him.
You gotta block it with your hands, with your chest, with your face, con lo que sea, but as long as the ball doesn't go in, job well done by Pardo.
Here's Pee-wee to Leo. Leo sees a foul right there. Little interference on Lima, who taps his chest to affirm that he committed the hold. 2:58 in the half. Sockers would love the next one as Leo backheels it to Pereira. Nick now the fulcrum of the offense by design and necessity. Of course, it was by design when he was for 8 years the star of the Stars. He was the star of Stars. Pato tried to leave it for Drew. Ruggles another player who can play up, but they need him on defense. I mean, the team's out of players. They're literally out of players. Leo into the middle, looking for Estrella, and Lima was there to block away the pass. Leo staying with the attack. So's Pato, getting his jersey pulled down in the corner. It's underneath the sole of Leo. It's Pato. It's Pato zigzagging it out for Leo. And there's it, Luis Pirouetta. Point blank. What a save.
A fantastic intervention by Pirouetta there, knowing that he has to close the angle. There's going to be a shot, as watch out here.
Look out. Pardo keeps it out. John had a great look. Yahir Romero. Romero, back post. No, sir. Plucked out from between the legs of Tyler John as he crashed the back post.
That is fundamental there by Boris. Just keep your eyes on the ball and keep fighting for it. Eventually, he's able to go ahead and steal it from the legs of the attacking player there.
Each of these challenges have been within a millimeter of each other. It could have been Tacoma the other way. So, wow, the ball has stayed on San Diego's toe through about 10 touches. Now it's Pereira diagonally to Mendez. Sebastian, as Nick wants the outside return, will get it around the umbrella with 1:10 left in the second quarter. We'll hear from head coach Phil Salvaggio when things are done here. Pereira's pass out blocked by John. It's on Tyler John's toe. 30th minute is live at Frontwave Arena. 3-2 San Diego. John creeping in. He scores to tie the game on the back post. The counterattack springs for the equalizer for Tacoma with 52 seconds remaining.
We mentioned it earlier, not going to see Nick Pereira on defense a lot, and probably the reason right there. There was a lot of space and a lot of speed also for Tacoma on that counterattack. A great pass diagonally, just a tap in to go past Boris Pardo to tie up this game.
Once again in the middle, Jones, Romero, and then just John literally crashing the back post. And with a look of joy up to the rafters of Frontwave Arena as he picks up a goal to go with his assist for Tyler John, his 7th of the year.
Very different tenor to this match compared to the last time these two teams faced off here on the blue turf of Frontwave Arena, for sure.
I mean, this is why I said it before the game started, Tony, that this is the most important game for the Stars this season to date. And by a large margin, you'll never get a better chance to beat the Sockers at home than a game when they're missing a dozen players, including 9 starters, including their top scorer, top shooting midfielder, top defender, and down the line. You will never get a better chance. So it's now or never. And Tacoma, 30 minutes in, I think has to be happy down 3-1 to be at 3-3. Now this one, this could be the mistake that unstitches the quilt for Tacoma, because they just, on an unforced error, cleared it over the low wall from the defensive zone. That awards this top of the arc free kick. And Pereira will leave it for Mendez, rolling block Correa. Adrian Correa, then Costa, 2 and over the head of Ruggles, and then off the face of Caceres with 0.2 seconds left. A painful way for Tacoma to see out the half.
A good opportunity there on a set piece, but Costa had a chance to do the half volley, but it ends up being a lob pass that Drew Ruggles couldn't contain and control. And essentially, you know, gajes del oficio. This is, sometimes you got to take it and block it. However, we saw Boris Pardo on the other side, and now a face block by John.
Well, San Diego outshoots Tacoma in the second quarter, 11-6 and 18-10 in the first half. But the Stars come up with key counterattack goals and a lovely pass from Alex Caceres out of a double team to Yahir Romero. And what was 3-1 is now 3-3, nothing decided with 30 minutes completed and 30 minutes remaining here at Frontwave Arena. Our Nick Ferrara is standing by while we wait. Let's take a look at this comeback. First, Drew Ruggles with a lovely chip in for the third goal, but then there it was. And Romero so happy to pick up that assist and put it on the toe of Tyler John, who's got a goal and an assist tonight. Tacoma's counterattack philosophy well suited to a tired team on a big field. And so far, it's drawn them even. Let's go downstairs where head coach Phil Salvaggio is standing by with our Nick Ferrara.
Coach Phil Salvaggio, you went 3-3 on the road just a week ago. You were snowed in across the country in Baltimore. The heat is outside. We also have a 3-3 game in the building here, giving up that last goal just before the half. What are you going to tell the team going into the locker room to prepare them to get this W here at home at Frontwave Arena?
Well, we're kind of shorthanded today, so we got to figure out players to play and what position they're playing in today.
One of the highlights of that road trip was the performance of your 2 rookies that have come out and shined with 8 goals and an assist in both 6 games while they started. Talk about their importance to the team here, as you mentioned, down many men.
Oh, yeah. They stepped in. They came out of local kids right here in San Diego, and that's one thing we have, a lot of talent around us.
We'll see how they do in their home debut. Thank you, Coach.
Thank you so much, gentlemen. Let's take a timeout. When we come back, we will hear from Tacoma midfielder Jamail Juice Cox. It's 3-3, the Sockers and the Stars. You're watching Sunday afternoon MASL action on MASL TV.
From the Pacific to the desert, our members work hard, dream big, and always fight for what's important. For over 70 years, Frontwave Credit Union has been serving those who serve and helping our members grow their businesses with confidence. Whether you need a vehicle to drive your business forward or gear to get the job done, we've got you covered with 100% commitment and no excuses. Open an account with Frontwave Credit Union today, and you could get a $350 bonus when you switch. Frontwave Credit Union. Dream big. We got you.
Please hold. Not medically necessary. Out of network. Request denied. Referral denied. Claim denied. Denied.
What if insurance, doctors, pharmacies came together and worked as one team?
If you can't get what you want, come with me.
That would be a better idea for healthcare. Kaiser Permanente.
Parents, If we're on screens too much, what about you?
So let's ditch them and go outside on safari to hang with the coolest, kookiest, tallest animals ever. Whoa! We can hop with them.
Get real close to them.
And every visit helps the animals. But that screen you're on can't do it justice. So let's get out here and join the herd
at the San Diego Zoo Safari Park.
Wind 6 miles, runway 6 right, cleared on.
It's halftime here on MASL TV between the San Diego Sockers and the Tacoma Stars. Time to catch up with a star from Tacoma. Jamel Cox, one of the guys who's been there since the start. Juice, thanks for being here.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Thanks for having me.
Well, you know, every year I get to call the Sockers and the Stars. And that means every year I've seen you from a very young man to now still in your 30s and still running fast. What's it been like to be one of the guys that's a 12-year player in the league?
I don't know. It doesn't sound real when you say it out loud, right? But it's been fun. It's great to be a veteran now, you know, help the young guys, you know, learn the game. So it's been quite a ride.
Overall, I mean, you've had a lot of teammates that you've gotten to ride with year after year after year. How important is that familiarity in the room?
I mean, it's great. I think we have one of the best locker rooms. I know everybody says it's cliche, but I think we do. And I think that's like probably the most important thing, to be honest.
This year, huge change, of course, with Chris Toth, Nick Pereira leaving. You're going to see some guys step up. We've seen guys step up. How about the play of Luis Pirueta in that?
I think he's been great. I think he's been one of our key guys this year. He's finally stepping up. He's learned a lot from Toth and Danny. So I think he's proven his worth, and you can see it on the field.
Meanwhile, at home, you guys have been a house of fire. 7-1 record. And the thing that blows my mind, every game has been close. A 1-goal game, an overtime game, a 2-goal game. Like, you guys have been pulling them out.
Yeah. I don't know what it is. We just like to keep it close for some reason. I don't know. We can't really pull away, but we get the job done at home, which is the most important thing when you're at home. Got to take care of the home games.
Now, of course, you got to take care of the road games as well. What are you guys looking on? As you know, you're looking ahead on your schedule. You know you've got 4 home games left and the rest road. So what are the things you guys are working on when you leave Tacoma to keep that fire?
I think it's just starting out hot. We haven't been able to do that, and I think we've been starting out pretty slow, and it's really hard to go down on the road and then dig yourself back out. So we got to start off hot. We can't go down 2 to 3 goals in the first quarter. So we got to keep it close in that first quarter and second quarter, and then find the way back into the game after that.
And last thing for you, of course, we always have the Tacoma fans all watching on the road to our MASL TV broadcast. What do you have to say about those fans who have stayed with you, stayed with this Stars franchise through thick and thin?
Yeah, I mean, we love our fans. The fans have been there since day one. It's always nice to see them at the home games, coming down to the field, talking with them. It's always good to hear them watching at Doyle's or wherever they're watching at home. So I'm glad that they stayed loyal, and we love them.
Jamel Juice Cox, one of the big stars of this league. We'll be right back with second half action. MASL in 5 is next, right here on MASL TV.
There's regular cold, and then there's the mountains are blue cold. Mountain Cold Refreshment. Coors Light. Choose chill.
At Frontwave Credit Union, we're all in on you. You're not just a number, you're a member. And we're putting $350 behind what we believe in. Get started today. Dream big. We got you.
Wind 6 miles, runway 6 right, cleared on.
Not medically necessary. Out of network. Request denied.
What if insurance, doctors, pharmacies came together and worked as one team?
If you can't get what you want, come with me.
That would be a better idea for healthcare. Kaiser Permanente.
Parents, if we're on screens too much,
What about you? So let's ditch them and go outside on safari to hang with the coolest, kookiest, tallest animals ever. Whoa! We can hop with them.
Get real close to them.
And every visit helps the animals. But that screen you're on can't do it justice. So let's get out here and join the herd
at the San Diego Zoo Safari Park.
How goes it, folks? This is MASL in 5, back for another week. Hope everyone is doing great. Things are heating up across the league, and there are some big matchups happening this weekend. I've only got 5 minutes to fill you in, so let's get to it.
On the ground, and he is still able to punch it away. Lima with a strike. The Stars go level. Douglas Lima from distance.
Tacoma tying the game up late against Utica City in their first encounter last weekend. That sent this one off to overtime.
Jones is ahead. Jones has Correa. Jones is getting pulled by his shirt. Correa's in on goal. The Stars have a winner. Adrian Correa. Adrian Correa.
The Stars get it done the hard way as they take down UCFC 7-6 in OT on the 24th. Now, Utica had a chance for revenge the next day, but kind of seemed like they emptied the tank the day before. They fell behind 7-1, rallied towards the end, but it wasn't enough as Tacoma takes it 8-6 to sweep the two-game set. St. Louis and Milwaukee also hooked up twice last week. This was the most dramatic game. Alex Sanchez was a beast with 5 goals plus a helper on Sunday. That included the game-tying goal with just $1:38 left right there. And then this.
Into the post. The little touch. Max coming through. Shot off the front. Sanchez! Number 5. And the Wave wins it 7-6.
What a performance by Alex. Milwaukee takes it 7-6, and they needed that one. If they'd lost, St. Louis would have been 3-0 against them because the day before, the ambush beat them 5-3 behind a Daniel Torrealba hat trick. Beautiful goal right there. Empire is suddenly surging. They faced San Diego on the 22nd and evened up the season series against the Sockers 2-2. Walter Diaz led the way with 4 points. 9-5 Strikers the final, and then the boys in purple welcomed Kansas City to town, and they weren't great hosts. The Strikers raced out to a 6-0 halftime lead and cruised to the 10-6 victory over the Comets. Finally, San Diego finished up its 6-game road trip in Baltimore, and behind a stellar performance by first star Boris Pardo, they doubled up the Blast 10-5. Sockers finishing the road trip 3-3. It's a quiet weekend, but one game we're looking forward to is San Diego and Tacoma on Sunday. They split 2 games this season. Things always get spicy between these two squads. It's a 3 p.m. PST kickoff from Frontwave Arena in San Diego. Okay, a look at your scoring leaders. Zach Reggett leading the way, but Sanchez is hot on his heels now with 26 points. Marquez in third with 25. Alvarez with 23, and Jonatos Mello of Baltimore rounding out your top 5 with 21 points. And your Capelli Sport Players of the Week, Luis Beretta in goal from the Tacoma Stars, Sanchez offensively from Milwaukee, and Logan Jones on the defensive end from the Tacoma Stars. Let's start with Sanchez, one of the best games of the season he had in the overtime win against the St. Louis ambush. He also got the OT goal. 7 points over 2 games for the weekend for Alex. Logan Jones, 5 block shots he had to go along with 5 points over 2 games, 2 goals and 3 assists for the Stars. And in goal, his teammate Luis Beretta, fantastic against UCFC over 2 games. 30 saves, including that beauty right there. Time now for your plays of the week.
Good ball. Gobert. Good back to Santana. Shoots and scores! Nelson
Jason Santana!
Back over to Fabian. Fabian to Stinson. Stinson fires it. Justin! The Stinger Stinson!
Now Ferdinand. Alex coming in. Alex volleys around. Shot a goal! Oh, was that sweet by Saucy?
Torrealba creeps it forward. Torrealba left foot! Get in there, baby!
Briscoe taking off his feet. Jones with a strike, gets off the post. He gives the Tacoma Stars the lead. The pass wasn't precise enough. Fabian fires it. Upper right corner, where my Uncle Franz keeps the good schnapps.
Deflects high into the air. He'll head it down. Amadi flipped over. Gerson!
Gomez, another attempt, tried to find the header with dead side. And there's a goal blasted into the back of the net.
Into the post. A little touch. Max coming through. Shot off the frame. Sanchez wins it 7-6.
Jones is ahead. Jones has Correa. Jones is getting pulled by his shirt. Correa's in on goal. The Stars have a winner. Adrian Correa. Adrian Correa.
And that is going to wrap things up for this week. But just a reminder, all throughout the season, to stay up to date with everything that's going on in the MASL, be sure to check out the league's official social media outlets. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.
Desert. Our members work hard, dream big, and always fight for what's important. For over 70 years, Frontwave Credit Union has been serving those who serve and helping our members grow their businesses with confidence. Whether you need a vehicle to drive your business forward or gear to get the job done, we've got you covered with 100% commitment and no excuses. Open an account with Frontwave Credit Union today, and you could get a $350 bonus when you switch. Frontwave Credit Union. Dream big. We got you.
Parents, if we're on screens too much,
What about you? So let's ditch them and go outside on safari to hang with the coolest, kookiest, tallest animals ever. Whoa! We can hop with them,
Get real close to them.
and every visit helps the animals. But that screen you're on can't do it justice. So let's get out here and join the herd
at the San Diego Zoo Safari Park.
Is it normal to sweat this much? This is awful. This is a mean sweat. Quit looking at me, Susan. When was the last time I ate something planted? It's not that I don't like vegetables. Doctor, I said stop. I can't pay for a nutritionist. Why is this always such a whole big thing?
With nutrition counseling included, staying on top of your health doesn't have to be a whole big thing. Kaiser Permanente. Healthcare that just works.
With the call from 6th grade, we don't know.
Frontwave Arena in Oceanside, California, North County, San Diego. Getting ready for the start of the third quarter. Sunday afternoon MASL action on MASL TV. The San Diego Sockers and Tacoma Stars are tied 3-3. The Major Arena Soccer League is proud to be collaborating with the American Heart Association to present Play with Heart Month. You can visit heart.org to learn how you can support heart health. And as part of the month, commemorative team-signed Play with Heart armbands will be available for auction at maslsoccer.com, with all proceeds benefiting the American Heart Association. Great collaboration between the AHA and the MASL. Let's bring you the first half highlights now. And it started off with a lot of high pressure in the first 10 minutes. Then the dam broke with some counterattack action. After trailing 1-0, the Stars were stupefied when Boris Pardo got the ball exactly to the yellow line and threw a non-three-line pass to Pereira, who tied it. Then Leonardo de Oliveira, que golazo. Crossbar and in for 2-1. 3-1 on Drew Ruggles' off-foot goal. And things look to be going swimmingly for San Diego. But then, after Boris Pardo made a beautiful face save on this crash around the net, Pardo again coming up strong. Tyler John being on his seat would be a thing over the course of time. Later, John would score on a counterattack goal at 14:08 to tie the game 3-3. That's where we stand. The Stars in white running right to left. The Sockers in blue running left to right. These two teams even with 19 points in the standings. Sockers earned third place based on the regulation wins tiebreaker. But Tacoma looking to get a rare win in San Diego. Here's Mitchell Cardenas pushed forward by Leo's pass. He gets bumped by Michael Ramos for the foul.
And if you're the Tacoma Stars, something that you have to go ahead and look at if you are really poised to get this victory here is limit those mistakes, limit those unforced errors. And if you're San Diego, it's the opposite. Take advantage of those unforced errors. There was a lot of shots and a lot of opportunities that Sockers had in the second quarter that they did not take advantage of. We'll see what this means coming back into the third and to finish off this match.
Sockers came into this evening, if you're just joining us, missing 11 different possible players for selection due to injury. And then a 12th injury was taken in the first quarter, and a critical one when their captain, Craig Childs, came down awkwardly off of a jump, felt something in his knee. Childs will not return to this match. So San Diego playing with 13 field players to the 14 of Tacoma. And an already beyond fatigued Sockers team, you're talking about a red-lined Sockers team, is being pushed to the very limit. And Tacoma's looking to take advantage. Pereira now forced into every other shift opportunities for the Sockers, even more so than before. Leaves it for Leo. Leo crosses the field to Mendez. Leo in the middle, double teamed. Back to Mendez. Nick had asked off, and Adrian Reyes came running on. And the Sockers work it back. Here's Adrian Reyes. Reyes tried to beat Manny Mendoza off the dribble. Felipe jumped on a steal, Felipe Gonzalez, but now it's Juice Cox with Tyler John, the runner, out in front of him. Here comes Juice, our halftime guest. Left it to the edge of the crease for Pardo to play. Chase Hansen crashing in to try and keep the play alive. Felipe with two stars around him. Ball was spun backwards by the heel of Leo and traced back by Correa for Tacoma.
And it's going to be in the best interest for the Sockers to not have this be a shootout, but if you're the Tacoma Star, that's exactly what you need. And you've seen those heavy, tired legs of the Sockers after that road trip. And the fitness level for the San Diego Sockers is definitely something to keep an eye on, especially at the end of the third quarter, coming into the fourth as well.
The steal by Pato, the rookie coming in. He shot it just wide. Went for the toe poke and just missed.
Yeah, Gabi Costa on the left, asking for the ball, an opportunity to lay it off. Felt confident enough to take a shot, but it is off target.
Yahir Romero. Back to Nestor Hernandez. You can get the latest on the MASL, all your favorite teams. The place to bookmark is MASLsoccer.com. Romero to the middle. Looking for his second assist. Briscoe's refeed. Ruggles fouled from behind by John. And that will restart play for San Diego. Tyler John's second foul of the match.
And it gets called as
it went the other way. Yeah. Went the other way. Foul's called on Ruggles. And it'll be a top of the arc restart for Tacoma. Looking to take the lead. Miller says no. Get properly aligned first. That would be the third foul on Ruggles. It's Caceres. And it's Pardo for the critical save with two hands.
Pardo keeping his hands up, knowing that there's not a lot of space for the ball to have that effect of up and down. There's only a certain amount of radius that ball can potentially go, and just expertly done there. That's why you keep your hands up high. Less energy to move them all the way up.
Right. Timeout called by Tacoma Stars head coach Adam Becker. On the trip with assistant coaches Stephen Moan, Skylar Rohr, Corey Keats, and athletic trainer Fernando Santana. 3-3 tie. Stars try to break that tie after this break on MASL TV.
From the Pacific to the desert, our members work hard, dream big, and always fight for what's important. For over 70 years, Frontwave Credit Union has been serving those who serve and helping our members take their financial plans to the next level. Because our value and values run deep, and we'll always fight for you with 100% commitment and no excuses. Open an account with Frontwave Credit Union today, and you could get a $350 bonus when you switch. Frontwave Credit Union. Dream big. We got you.
Not medically necessary. Out of network. Request denied. Referral denied. Claim denied.
What if insurance, doctors, pharmacies came together and worked as one team?
If you can't get what you want, come with me.
That would be a better idea for healthcare. Kaiser Permanente.
Welcome back. The corner kick defused without a shot on goal. You're back to live running action at Frontwave Arena. 3-3 tie in the third quarter. Craig, Tony, Nick, and our Amoda broadcast crew here with you. There's Nick Pereira charging into the corner to receive a pass taken away from him by his former teammate Logan Jones. Spun forward, Gabi Costa kicked by as he got his pass away and is quick to come off the floor. Soccer's already pushed to the absolute limit of their roster, and now without Craig Giles playing a man short of that. Here's Reyes off the wall, past the head of Momo Guy, who was crashing in. Rivers trying to send out Kai Briscoe on the run. Drew Ruggles is with him. Briscoe got there first, off the foot of Pardo. Decided to shoot it low on the goal line. Pardo makes the save. Reyes trying to turn. He left it for Nick. And the Sockers now have a chance to go forward. Pereira says, I'll take this shift. Momo Guy to Drew Ruggles.
You see the transitions from the Sockers really taking a step back in energy and pace. You look for some hold-up play from Nick, but that's honestly to get everybody up and give him the extra wind to get him in an open position. But it's very difficult here, and that's going to be a foul against the Sockers.
Tacoma knows what to do right now, unless San Diego can get in position quicker than that. It's just a double team, Nick, down in the corner and get the ball away from him. Pato tried to step in on help and got the foul. But then Luis Pee-wee Ortega got held on too. Tyler John gets whistled. Quick restart San Diego trying to take advantage. Pato from Leo with Nick. Pato into the corner, double team now greets the rookie. Nick finds a touch in the middle, spins it out. Cardenas shovels it wide. Back to Leo with a touch forward. His goal wall feed goes over the shoulder of Cardenas and out of play.
And those are the opportunities, those windows of space that are created with the talent of Nick Pereira, Leo, and you know, that's the chances that you're going to have for the rest of this game if you're a San Diego Soccer squad, that you're not going to really come back on those quick restarts because you need to have and reserve the energy in case it doesn't work out to come on back. Tres líneas.
That's a three-line pass. That, Tacoma, when you're reviewing the film, that's a three-line pass, not the other way. Hey, don't forget, you can get all the latest news on social media about the MASL. Follow them on Facebook at MASL Soccer and Instagram as well, MASL Soccer, MASL Arena on that defunct site called X. There's a goal from Mendez. X marks the spot. Nick Pereira, career point, 498, and Mendez gives San Diego a 4-3 lead.
And that's what you have to do if the San Diego Sockers utilize your head. That brain activity is moving there. Pereira sees an open lane, and you don't need the power. You just need the finesse. Sometimes a changeup is enough to get past the batter here. A changeup shot is enough to get past Pirueta.
That's a little surprising in that that's where Luis was, but he was just wrong-footed for the goal at 5:25. And again, Nick Pereira is now 2 points away from 500 in his MASL career.
Usually talk about load management of a team in terms of different games and travel. You're gonna have to load manage within the game if you're the San Diego Sockers and really be smart with how they utilize that energy. Go into a possession base, but also be ready to go ahead and go back and defend with all that you have.
Look out, this pass to the middle, almost stolen by Lima. Instead, now it's coming the other way. Drew Ruggles with a broken field for a moment. Pereira says, slow her up. Pereira gets to be the maestro here, the conductor of the orchestra. And right there, he said, not my tempo. Slow it down. At Adagio, we proceed with Ruggles and Costa. 8:35, third quarter. Nicky's header try wide. Felipe gets a noggin on it, and it's into the gloves of Pirueta. The long throw out. Romero can run down on it on the bench wall. He's got men around him. It's taken away cleanly by Felipe. Forward pass, and it's Sanchez wide. Sanchez dropped. Foul on Sanchez from the floor. Marcel Sanchez almost got his first MASL goal.
And there's where the youth is going to come from the Sockers. These rookie players that have fresh legs, that have here at home for the first time, their families, their friends watching, they can go ahead and go into that extra gear. And they need to take advantage of that. But here on defense, they need to be smart too.
It's John. John's got the step, and he's got the man. Correa has tied it up for Tacoma. The counter attack once again. John is going to be right in the middle of it for the Stars.
And this is right side of the floor that the Stars have found a lot of their success in this game. Drew Ruggles trying to muscle the ball off, but there's nobody in the middle that can catch up with that run. Tied up, immediate response once again against the Sockers.
With that goal, we're going to keep it here as Phil Salvaggio has called timeout for San Diego. Gives us an opportunity to let you know about the Sockers' next home game. It's coming up this Saturday, and it's a special one. It's Alumni Night, presented by Miracosta College and featuring, wow, a very, very nice Craig Childs bobblehead giveaway, mustache in place. That one's heading into the top right corner. You can see it. That's to the first 1,000 in attendance here at Frontwave Arena. Utica City's in town, and above and beyond the incredible bobblehead giveaway, it's Alumni Night, so it's going to be the annual alumni game. At halftime, you'll see some of the stars of years and decades past, both modern Sockers alumni and original Sockers alumni out running on the field together. All the memories that are shared, the ghosts that kind of float through the arena, Tony. It's such a special night.
Yeah, absolutely. Talking about the legacy that the San Diego Sockers have, it was built by those players, the alumni. They're going to come in and essentially they're the ones that built this place, that built this franchise to what it is, into the legendary status, the most successful San Diego sports team, period. They are known internationally. They go and they do exhibition games. I remember back in the 90s over in Furati being dazzled by the amazing technique and talent that the Sockers had. Remember that game they played against a all-star Tijuana team, and Tijuana got destroyed by the Sockers.
Third goal of the year for Adrian Correa. For Tyler John now, a goal and 2 assists. And he is the man who's got the power and speed to be a difference maker. But here's a steal by Mendez. Mendez looking for the lead. Goal wall pass instead as he shot it wide. Pereira deflected it to keep it in play, and Seb runs it down. Mendez again blocked a shot and suffered a broken bone in his right forearm Saturday in Baltimore. As you can imagine, the cold weather helped make that sting extra special. He got that suited for a cast on Thursday. He's in the lineup today. Here's Pereira. Nick trying to control it. And Biarroeta will just do the old outdoor keeper fall on the ball trick. With 7 minutes left in the third quarter. Both teams have tallied once. The Sockers at 5:25 on a set piece. A 3-line pass set piece from the yellow line. Sebastian Mendez from Nick Pereira. But then Adrian Correa on the counterattack. He was the back post tap in from John at 7:05. Jones, who has one for Tacoma today. There's just no question from a freshness standpoint and from the way the schedule has fallen that the Stars are the healthier, fresher, faster team today. This is a leg-weary Sockers team. You can see it, and especially I think for us who watch this team all the time, you can see it on every player that the guys who are in the lineup are kind of barely there. And this is the only healthy lineup, literally, that the Sockers can put on the field right now. There's nobody left. Never, ever seen a team suffer the number of practice injuries that the San Diego Sockers have suffered this year. Almost every one of their injuries have not been taken in a game. They've been taken in practice. Pardo to Pereira. They've teamed up on a goal and an assist already in this match. This one, the double team comes. Reyes mistimed his run. Again, we're trying to find that right tempo between the eagerness of the youth, and thank goodness for the young rookie's legs in this lineup. Here's Pereira. Off the wall, it corkscrews. Reyes is trying to bring it home, and he does! Adrian Reyes has scored his first home goal for the Sockers, and it's goal number 5, a 5-4 lead.
A beautiful measured shot by Reyes, seeing the rebound come to him. He controls it, and 2 times, and almost an eternity of time by the time it does come down and takes a shot. Here Pereira off the wall, self-pass almost, but just trying to control it enough for him to blast it past Biarroeta. That is what the Sockers need to focus on. The youth, the legs, they're still there. Is that another point for Nick?
That should be assisted by Nick Pereira, and that should be career point 499. We're going to take a listen to make sure they got that. He took 1 touch to bring it down. That should absolutely be an assist. And it was. So that means 1 away from 500.
Ooh, immediate
right
response.
Back is Tyler John for his 4th point of the night, and a 5-5 tie just like that. Back and forth we go at Frontwave Arena.
Acres of space for John to really take that shot. Looks up, measures it, wants to put the power through, and it just squeezes by Boris. He knows he should have had that one. But a powerful shot, and the Stars once again invoking a shootout here, the thing that the Sockers do not need.
Unassisted for Tyler John. The assist, unfortunately, was to Sockers defenders getting turned, not closing the gap. But as Pereira looks for 500 right there on a flick, Biarroeta brought it back. Can barely take a moment even to commentate on what's happening because the ball is flying back and forth. Here we go, Jones. Jones blocked by Pee-wee in the middle. Costa to Ruggles. And with Tacoma slow behind, Ruggles does a crazy pass try that was stolen away, and then commits a foul, which was probably smart to stop a potential attack.
And Ruggles saw that run on the left-hand side, but also he's taken into consideration, if I give this pass and I have a player that's gassed and it doesn't amount to anything, then we're going to suffer on a transition back if the Stars implement another counterattack. But he waited a little too much, got a triple team, and commits the foul.
Correa. Adrian Correa battling with Leo in the corner. Marcel Sanchez, the rookie there too, shot wide as Pardo watches it go by diagonally. 4:08 in the third quarter. This quarter has seen both teams tally twice in back and forth fashion. Reminding me in that sense of the soccer strikers game played last week, which seesawed for 10 goals straight before Empire took control. Every team that is a rival of the Sockers right now trying to get their licks in. This wounded version, you got to try it. Sanchez, well done. Pee Wee on the run with Ruggles. Tries to feed the middle. Correa blocked it away. Good fundamental play by Pee Wee Ortega and good hustle for a man coming off an Achilles injury. He got down that floor on time.
Very well done, but it's not the usual suspects on that side of the offensive side of the ball for the Sockers. And not much you can ask there, but you can see, talking about playing with heart, right? This team, the San Diego Sockers, is definitely playing con el corazón.
And so is Tacoma. And Tyler John right now has got the NBA Jam buff happening right now. He's on fire. Here comes Mendez. Flips it one hopper. A lot of arenas that would have just calmly been played by Leo, but with the low glass not there for the more intimate viewing experience, went right by the setting family seats and by Cowboy Salazar there into the stands. Sean Callahan, Sanchez got a little frisky there, tried to turn without the ball. Jones took it away, shot from outside. Pardo gloves this one down.
A lot of these new players too are transitioning from the outdoor game to the indoor game, where you don't have to necessarily wait for the ball to get to you. You have to attack the ball because there's defenders coming in from every which way, as well as knowing where you're going to pass it before you even look up. Here, now, El Veterano.
Pardo to Pereira. Pereira still on it. Nick's pass was stolen. Romero read it. Yahir Romero with John, and here comes Tyler John running the south wall, collecting the ball. His back post runner was unmarked, but he couldn't get there. Juice to the back post, and there he was. Hansen, still unmarked, and able to put it home. Sockers defense has deflated. Tacoma is elated with a 6-5 lead.
And you see it once again, a play built from the same exact area, a layoff, a broken shot, but that's enough to be a diagonal pass, and a tap in from Hansen. 6-5 Tacoma, their first lead since, I believe, the first goal.
13:01, that time of go-ahead goal. Chase Hansen doesn't score often. That's his second goal of the year and the 22nd goal of his 10-year MASL career. So he averages a couple a season, and he's got his second of the year. Jamail Cox will pick up a tremendous assist, our halftime guest, at 13:01. Well, you know, we're talking about milestones to come, so let's share with you, with that 6-match road trip, some of the milestone moments that took place during the sojourn. Nick Pereira collected his 250th MASL assist. Of course, with tonight's 2 assists, Nick is now sitting at 253 in that category. Leonardo de Oliveira, 5th player in MASL history to get 200 MASL assists. Boris Pardo's first save of the road trip was the 2000th of his career. He also passed Chris Toth, his teammate, and is the all-time league leader for starts now in the league. And Drew Ruggles picked up his 100th MASL goal, did that in Milwaukee halfway through the road trip. Sockers went 3-3, but they took so many injuries along the way. And right now, without their captain, Craig Childs, who had a knee injury tonight. Their leading scorer, Charlie Gonzalez, missing his 4th straight game. Cesar Cerda missing his 3rd straight game. Luis Morales missing his 2nd straight game. Tavoy Morgan, Jesus Pacheco's now out. That's a lot of firepower. That's a lot of key personnel, not just injuries, key players. But when you have that many injuries, they have to be key players. Here's a key mistake. Luis Pirueta did not need to try and fire the ball out. And he has given San Diego a top-of-the-arc chance to try and tie this thing up.
Yeah, anytime you have a chance to get on the score sheet and score a goal on a set piece for the Sockers is going to be like water in a desert. It's been an eternal 3rd quarter for those legs.
It's Costa misfiring on that one. Well fed. That could have been .500. Here comes the counterattack. Quickly out. Mendez tracked back and headed the distribution from Pirueta away. Pato, fancy footwork. The rookie, Andrew Estrella, told us on Soccer's Overtime this week, which you can watch every Wednesday at 6 p.m. live with Tony and myself on MASL's premier independent show. You can find it right here on YouTube on the San Diego Pinto football page. We asked him why Pato, and they said that was a childhood, like almost infancy nickname given to him by his family, and it just stuck.
Yeah, a little bit just because of the way he runs and walks and potentially waddles. A little bit of,
yeah, just a little duck-like. Here he comes. Quack, quack. Here comes Pato. Oh, got it caught between the webbed toes. Pereira. Well, that's right, between the 7 and the 10 pins. And spare was not picked up. Pato is the ball retrieval machine. Felipe to Nick, to Felipe, to Pato. In the corner, tipped off his toe, keeps it alive, tried to drag 2, can't do that, that's a no-no. Should have played it back to Costa, and he gave up possession. Ruggles gets it back on a poor distribution by Pirueta to Felipe. Down low, it's Nick. Pereira, ouch. Kicked it right into Kyle Rivers, that hurt. And now the counter is on with Jones, and Costa gets there just in time. 20 seconds left in the quarter. Sockers, in all likelihood, going to be trailing going into the 4th. Leo wants to change that. Not on that pass. Mendez gets a touch, though, to keep it alive. Reyes, who scored last, 7 seconds. Ruggles has to turn and shoot. He will. Pirueta makes the diving save to bring the 3rd quarter to a close. A wild one it was. San Diego scored first, then gave up 3 of the next 4. And it is Tacoma 6, San Diego 5, and 15 minutes of run left to go on this MASL Sunday evening. Come back and enjoy it with us live on MASL TV.
At Frontwave Credit Union, we're all in on you. You're not just a number, you're a member. And we're putting $350 behind what we believe in. Get started today. Dream big. We got you.
Not medically necessary. Out of network. Request denied. Referral denied. Claim denied. Denied.
What if insurance, doctors, pharmacies came together and worked as one team?
If you can't get what you want, come with me.
That would be a better idea for healthcare. Kaiser Permanente.
Wait, 6 miles, runway 26 right, right on.
Parents, if we're on screens too much, what about you?
So let's ditch them and go outside on safari to hang with with the coolest, kookiest, tallest animals ever. Whoa! We can hop with them.
Get real close to them.
And every visit helps the animals. But that screen you're on can't do it justice. So let's get out here and join the herd
At the San Diego Zoo.
Nick Ferrara is announcing the Frisbee toss. Two people managed to chuck their dollar Frisbee into one of the bowls of those two barbecues, which are out there. They've been qualified to win those barbecues at the end of the year in an end-of-season drawing, and also win half of the accumulated prize pot today. A lovely tradition that dates back to the first game in '09 at Del Mar Arena. The Sockers currently trailing the Tacoma Stars here 6-5. Well, as we see with so many veterans injured, it's been up to the rookies to keep things happening, and rookie power stepping up. Adrian Reyes now picked up his 6th goal of the year in today's game. Andrew Pato Estrella came in with 3 goals and an assist. Had a pair in the Sockers' last match against Baltimore. Both guys shooting the lights out early on, but young legs that came at a very needed time for a team that otherwise doesn't have any right now, Tony.
Yeah, and these two rookies have been thrown into the fire and honestly have been producing very well. These local products are happy to be representing their name in San Diego, but more importantly, are also there to give space and time and learn from these veterans. It's usually not as high as stakes when they're developing and learning in such a form, but being next to some of these players like Nick Pereira, Leonardo de Oliveira, it's a clinic every time that they step on the floor.
San Diego down 1 at home. They've already dropped 2 results here at Frontwave Arena, which are the first 2 they've ever dropped in the 2-year franchise history in this brand new arena. Now they need to be at least +1 in this one. As the 4th quarter's underway, Sockers will have the short change going right to left. Leo trying to push between 2. Nestor Hernandez, the veteran, stayed with him. Got a great crowd on Kids Day of 3,023 here at Frontwave Arena, 3023. Adrian Reyes fouls Kai Briscoe for the quick restart. Tacoma has the last 2 goals. Tyler John with 2 goals, 2 assists is the #1 star of this match so far. He's got the ball on left wing, working out of a double team, bursting through it. Point blank save by the foot from Pardo, and then he picked up his own rebound.
And the amperage is going to keep going up if you're Tacoma, because you know that the San Diego Sockers are on heavy legs and don't have a lot of depth to go on to begin with. So if there is a reserve of energy that the Tacoma Stars have, they can potentially drag the Sockers out into deep waters, but San Diego still has a chance here.
John is the player that is showing clearly the fitness and burst, and here he comes for point 5 for goal 3. Pardo saw it go wide from Briscoe. He had to dive out and sell out on the John attempt. Briscoe had the open look and missed wide. And of course there was Pardo down low to prevent for much of a shooting angle for Briscoe to aim at. This game really feels like it's on Tacoma's foot right now, very strongly.
We'll see exactly how much energy also Boris Pardo had, knowing the miles that he's been able to travel and play the minutes. Here's a foul on Mendez.
Jeez, Mendez just got thrown down on his broken arm. Understands why he was asking for a blue card, but that was a common foul on Michael Ramos, and it lets the Sockers go to the bench. Leo on the restart to Drew Ruggles. Here's Pereira. 499 MASL points and counting. At the beginning of the night, the idea of Pereira getting 500 was a curiosity. Now it might be a necessity for San Diego to win. And it could be here. Leo denied by Birueta. Big save. Here's the throw out. Here's the counter. And Felipe Gonzalez sold out to deny a 2-on-0 the other way. It was all or nothing. And Felipe got it all.
That's fantastic defensive positioning there by Felipe. The experience, El Colmillo, to know the place to be and just extending himself.
Sockers need this. Costa and Ruggles teaming up. Gabby cut it back to Pee Wee. Smart play. It was going to be stolen by Cox on the next touch. Mendez Spins over the ball. Wall pass looking for Ruggles. Tipped out by Hansen, who manages to bounce this one over the low wall out of play. 12:23 in the fourth. Catch MASL Monday every Monday night on MASL TV, on YouTube, and the CBS Sports Galazzo Network with Alex Bastravansky and Phil Levanko, joined by special guests from around the league. Check it out, MASL Monday, every Monday night. Gabriel Costa. Costa to Ruggles. Lifts it, looking for Gabi in the corner! He put it on the near post. Pirouetta. Legs perfectly positioned for the block. Pee-wee jumps in front of that pass out, gets it to Pereira. Nick settles a bouncing ball, spins and shoots wide. Sockers looking for the tie, 3 minutes plus into the fourth quarter. Pee-wee's shot blocked by Ramos, that hurt. Looks like his arm was hurt on that. Ramos battling, Mendez spinning into the fray, held up by Mendoza, which allows his team to change personnel. Pee-wee on a long shift for a player just back from injury. He's off, Felipe's on. Another player just back from injury. It's almost beyond belief.
And at this point, the exhaustion level of the players on there may as well be playing injured at this point in the match too, knowing that there's only so much in energy and you have to go ahead and climb the mountain to tie first.
And the try by Reyes. It was a good idea, but not enough steam. Felipe, again, stealing a pirouette throw out. Leo with men all around him. Tips it to his open outlet, Mitchell Cardenas. Cardenas wearing the captain's armband with Craig out of the game. Mendez, unfortunately, leaned back on that one and shot it high.
And by having to tie, this means that the Sockers have to be on the offense too. They can't necessarily wait for the mistake. They can't wait for that error that Tacoma inevitably will do, as we've seen Pirouetta have a couple of those with a top-of-the-arc restart or poor distributions. They have to take advantage of those small
Tyler
windows.
John, look out for Tyler John. His shot was deflected and then off the crossbar on the second try. First off the shoulder of Pardo, the rebound off the crossbar. Romero almost had +2.
Even Boris didn't know how that didn't go in. Point blank shot, still danger here.
John. Romero, big save, Pardo with the legs. This game on a knife's edge right now. Stars look like the better side on this night. John, the man that's made it happen. Leo and the Sockers hoping for big home field energy to carry them over the top. First time they've been in front of home fans in 29 days. Nick Pereira down in the corner from Pato. Nick with a double team left it for Costa. Couldn't put it through a mail slot there. Had an ever collapsing angle on goal. John with his head down. Look at Pee-wee get in the way. And the foul's called on Tyler John. And a yellow card is going to come for foul language on Tyler John. The dissent card will send him to the bin for 5 minutes. That's the single biggest card the Sockers could see right now, bigger than a power play. It's just getting John out of the game for 5+ minutes of the fourth quarter.
Yeah, that is definitely a mistake there by the Tacoma Stars and John to
Number
potentially
14, Tacoma,
essentially kill their own momentum with the best player.
Card, non-power play.
We saw him jaw off against Leonardo de Oliveira a couple minutes ago, and now earned himself 5 minutes into the sin bin. And here is an opportunity for the Sockers to not necessarily worry so much about that counterattack and defense, but build and hopefully get that tying goal.
That's just the thing. Right now, John just felt like an unstoppable force from the white line in. And with that, can the Sockers put their chips on offense and come up with a goal or two here? That yellow card is 5 minutes and the next dead ball stoppage. Look at this, on a quick redirection, Romero crashing in Briscoe, but the ball was right off his toe, and it just was given to Pardo. Boris, Pereira, now heading forward, Pee-wee Ortega, they tangle. There's a blue card out, and I think it's going against Pee-wee. He and Briscoe, and Kai Briscoe got the worst of it in the corner there. He is in pain.
High velocity impact there, and you see Pee Wee again coming in with that speed against the walls, and unfortunately it does mean a blue card for Ortega, who's been playing spectacular today on his return here at
Two-man
home.
penalty number 69 for boarding equals a two-man power play for.
That is a boarding call on Pee Wee. And now for the first time tonight, up one, Tacoma goes on the power play, looking to, if not put this game away, at least put it at death's door. And another look at that play, which absolutely was painful for Kai Briscoe. And now a must-stop power play for San Diego. This will count either to 7:14 on the game clock or to a Stars goal, which would be their 7th of the night. Sockers tied for second in the league, 14 of 17 on the kill, 82%. This is not their normal unit by a mile. This is one true defender out of there where they would normally have 4. Big save Pardo with 2 hands up. With Felipe Gonzalez, Sebastian Mendez, and Leo. Sebastian, who's got a shorthanded goal this season. Back and forth he goes. His job is to end time. He shoots instead, missing the angle. Leo is able to bring it back to the one true defender out there, Mitchell Cardenas. Cardenas to Pardo, and the Sockers get to kill some more time. This is keep away right now. Minute 8. Mendez then tried to make an offensive slip, and now he has to race back.
Now if you're Tacoma too, if you want to go ahead and maybe extend the time that you have 4 players for the Sockers defending 5, you also utilize that energy on defense, but that also gives the clock on John time to expire for him to return closer.
Juice Cox deflected off Cardenas' back and wide. Pardo was helpless to the result of that deflection, whether it goes in or stays out, and that one went out. This is the media timeout of the 4th quarter. 40 seconds of Stars power play to conclude when we conclude the 4th quarter. Stay with us for more MASL Sunday action on MASL TV.
From the Pacific to the desert, our members work hard, dream big, and always fight for what's important. For over 70 years, Frontwave Credit Union has been serving those who serve and helping our members build equity and refinance with confidence. Invest in your future with a commercial real estate loan. From residential investment properties to industrial real estate, we've got you covered with 100% commitment and no excuses. Frontwave Credit Union. Dream big, we got you.
Parents, if we're on screens too much,
What about you? So let's ditch them and go outside on safari to hang with the coolest, kookiest, tallest animals ever. Whoa! We can hop with them.
Get real close to them.
And every visit helps the animals. But that screen you're on can't do it justice. So let's get out here and join the herd
at the San Diego Zoo Safari.
Boarding penalty on Luis Pee Wee Ortega has put the Tacoma Stars on the power play. They have 38 seconds remaining on that power play and a 6-5 lead. Under 8 to go in the 4th quarter on MASL TV. Greg Ilston, Tony Sanchez, Nick Ferrara, our Moda broadcast crew with you. We'll be back Saturday for the Sockers in Utica City FC, a 7 p.m. kickoff on Alumni Night. Sockers lost Captain Craig Childs to a game-ending injury in the 1st quarter. They've played a man short the entire game since then. And now they're playing a man short on the field for 8 more seconds. Can they get a shot away, the Stars? Cox out, Caceres. He got the shot away all right, but far too high for his liking. That'll all but kill the penalty as Boris Pardo can throw out. But 2 important minutes taken off of the clock. And part of the injury carousel here, Tony, is that a player who you'd want to use his remaining energy on offense, Leonardo de Oliveira, had to be out there for 2 straight minutes on defense. And now the leg-weary Brazilian is staying on for a 4 or 5 minute shift.
Yeah, you're asking everybody to do 5 jobs at once, and that's what you have to do in order to go ahead and get a result here and try to tie this game. And nobody knows that more than the Tacoma Stars, but here a chance to force the errors just like that. Almost another unforced error.
Tyler John still has to wait till at least 4:36 on the game clock to come out. And a dead ball stoppage. Sockers did kill that power play. So still a 1-goal game, still a chance to have a flurry and get ahead and get all 3 points here from San Diego's perspective. From Tacoma's perspective, it's the old classic, next goal's huge. If it's San Diego, it's one thing, but if it's Tacoma, it's something very different.
For the Sockers, it's almost like they're playing in 20 times gravity here at this point in the match.
Here's the freshest player on the field because it's his first match ever, Marcel Sanchez. Tangled along the wall. Foul was called on the Stars. Tacoma thought it should have gone the other way. Nick Pereira has a goal and 2 assists tonight. He's on 499 MASL points as he receives this pass. Spinning with back to goal. In the corner, holding it with the sole of his right foot. Pereira's going to get it back off the Logan Jones poke out and spin it out to Costa. Under 6 minutes to play in regulation. 6-5 Tacoma. This club has beaten the Sockers 6 times in 12 seasons. Trying to beat them for the 2nd time this year. And beat them at home.
And the Sockers really have a good chance if they can go ahead and control this game, control the tempo. It's almost as if you can't match tu por tu against the energetic output of the Sockers, and just make sure you play your own game, stay focused, and do not commit any mistakes. A mistake here is going to be deadly for the Sockers if they were able to give up a goal here.
Pereira gets pushed down. I mean, it's like it has to be a foul. It feels like Brian Miller looked and then looked again and went, all right. I don't really want to call this, but I guess I have to. Free kick. Every set piece matters for a team with a low battery. Pereira cuts it, went Oppo to Costa. He was hoping to get it to Ruggles in the middle. Deflected out by Tacoma.
Using every tool available, just a high restart there, high pass for Costa, powerful too, only for him to be able to control. Watch out here.
Mendoza self-wall pass has sprung this counter, and it's Nestor Hernandez looking for Jones, deflected away by Costa, who tracked all the way back, punted it high in the air. Sockers will settle. Under 5 minutes to go. Tacoma looking for the biggest win of the year. Looking to upset the apple cart, push the Sockers down the standings, and cement themselves as a true contender this year. This result would do that. And while you might feel, oh, they're beating the injury drum over and over, for this battered team, we said it early and we'll say it late, you won't get a better chance if you're Tacoma. This is a golden chance. So they've got to convert it. Sockers trying to be heartbreakers. Here's Pereira. Again fed in by Pardo. Nick pushed around by Correa, tried to leave it for Leo in the corner. Leo then tried to leave it into the edge for Callahan. And then Felipe shoots it off, and then his rebound is high. And then the third chance comes bouncing down. Felipe wanted a foul to be called. None came forward and lifted out Tacoma. That ball hit the yellow line. No 3-line pass there. Pardo punts it out. Stars 3.5 minutes away. Even with the rosters in the state they are, it would be a big upset. Leo stays on it, drops it back to Felipe. Felipe Gonzalez over to Sean Callahan. Gets it back. Sean plays it over to Felipe. Working off the 12th minute of the fourth quarter. Leo tries to beat a man 1v1 and can't do it. Has to play it back to Mitchell. Sockers getting ready for sixth attacker. Pereira just misses.
And these are going to be some of the last plays that you're going to see without Tyler John on that floor. Got to take advantage where you can to tie this game.
Drew Ruggles has put on the sixth attacker jersey. He is beckoned for Pardo. Pardo has come off the floor. And right now with 2:35 left, it's all or nothing for San Diego. With the sixth man on and the net to our right, the western goal empty. Pushing the 6v5 field player advantage. Costa. Max Skill on the floor. Reyes to the middle, and Birueta does well to grab it. Sockers have exhausted players, and a timeout called by Birueta is good for both teams, honestly. As you can just see that the legs are so low in terms of battery right now. Even when they're trying to hustle back and push and give it everything, giving 100% of your 25% is sometimes what you have to do at the end of a close game.
As we say in Spanish, Craig, ahorita los Sockers no pueden con su alma. The soul even weighs heavy with these players. So much, not just the soaked jerseys that they have, but they're looking at the clock and looking at what they have in front. It is a mountain, but it takes one. We've seen a couple of looks that go right next to the net, that go right next to the target, and the Sockers have that opportunity, but now they got to be wary of Tyler John.
Looking ahead on the February schedule for both of these teams, for San Diego, Saturday alumni night against Utica City, then a back-to-back that is a real tricky one the following weekend, Valentine's Day weekend, a Saturday night at Kansas City, a Sunday morning flight to San Diego for a 4 p.m. Sunday game against Empire, and then it's Tacoma twice to wrap up the season schedule between the two sides. February 21st at Acesso Shore Center, February 27th back here in San Diego. Tacoma can take a 2-1 lead in the season series and score the first road win of the series. All they have to do is defend for 207. That's all they have to do against a Sockers team that is without their other top two forwards, their top two attacking midfielders.
This is where you apply that pressure up top if you're going to go ahead and do it. There's no better time than now.
Birueta on the throw out. It wasn't much of one, and Leo comes up with it along the bench wall. Double teamed and in trouble. Pardo's out there for now. And now he's going to run off as fast as he can, and Drew Ruggles is going to come on, and we're back to 6 attackers with less than 2 minutes to play in the match. Gavi Costa with Leo, Pereira, Felipe, Ruggles, and Mendez. Ruggles the 6th attacker. Sockers C5 men getting behind the ball for Tacoma, and Tyler John is back in the play. He's at the top of the house right now. Mendez in the half wall. 90 seconds left for Tacoma's biggest win of the year. 90 seconds left for the Sockers to sink to 500 at the even mark. Ruggles. Costa. Ruggles. There's a minute 15. Costa to Leo. Mendez. Sebastian. Leo. Who's going to shoot? Nobody yet. Ruggles challenged by Correa. Correa's got it. As minute 60 begins, it starts with a foul. And that means Pardo has to come back on. Ruggles has to run off. The Sockers can't afford to change other personnel, although 18-year-old Marcel Sanchez comes on for Pereira for now.
Morning, San Diego.
Minute 60.
And you see there, delay of game 2, a necessary foul, everything to be done to make sure that this does not lead into an empty netter. It could be a possession match the rest of the time here, but another mistake by Pirueta, giving the Sockers life.
Just has been brutal with his feet and his throws. Here comes Felipe. Felipe gives it away to John. When it comes to shot stopping, Pirueta's been amazing. But he gives it away again, and it's Mendez in the corner. Reaching out was Jones. There's 37 seconds left in this game. Sockers must score. It's Costa. Back to Leo. There's 30 seconds to play. Leo to Mendez. Mendez back, Ruggles, shot blocked. Block comes out to Leo. Leo dancing. Leo rushing into the corner. Deflected again by Jones and flicked up by Felipe. And it's still alive with 15 seconds left. It's Drew Ruggles. Ruggles down to Leo with the clock ticking down to 10. The shot blocked in the middle. It was knocked away by Tacoma. There's 7 seconds. It's knocked in! They score! They score! It's tied up! And guess who did it for his 500th point in the MASL? Big Nicky! You're so tricky! We're tied at 6!
The Sockers had one last breath in their team, in their body, and they get it done. The last opportunity, and Nick Pereira doing what he does best, pointing up, knowing what this means for the team, tying it up with 5.3 left. 6-6, San Diego, Tacoma. That's being where you need to be. That's a big time play by Pereira.
His 7th of the year. It comes with 6 attackers on the floor. It comes with no time left. 14:55, the time of goal. And the stunned Stars know that unless they can convert a miracle here, we're going to overtime, and they're doing no better than splitting points. This is the last chance. 2 seconds and 1. They do get the header on, and the horn sounds before the ball goes in, and we're going to overtime as they needed 60 minutes and 1 second to win. They needed 6 seconds instead of 5 to score and break their hearts. That is not a goal. We're gonna go to golden goal. They will review it, but there's no question about it. No question at all.
The current call on the field is no goal. The play will be under review.
They will check it, which is, of course, the right thing to do.
Absolutely. That ball bounced an extra time before after the horn sounded. Just a pandemonium here at Frontwave Arena. The crowd all in unison, just crossing their arms, saying no goal, knowing what they heard. As we see here.
Now, the clock isn't superimposed, but the horn had already sounded. In the NBA, you know, the shot would have been released and it would have been okay. But in this case, no, the entire ball has to cross the entire line before time expires. I assume downstairs they're able to do something that is superimposed with the clock. But we could see, and I hope you understand as objective viewers, we're not going to try and color reality. That flick by Nestor Hernandez could have been it, but it checked right there and didn't go in. And that was the point where the horn sounded. And we all saw it. We all saw it go in late. Of course, Tacoma wants it, but both teams are planning right now as if they're going to go to overtime.
And again, once again, a chance against the Sockers after they scored immediately, giving up this opportunity, this chance. But I don't see where there's enough evidence to overturn this at all.
I mean, first off, what are we looking for in this video if you don't have the clock superimposed and there's no goal light that is turning on or off? Because if, like, for example, if the bars lit up, you know, imagine that, like they'd be lit now.
Yeah.
And then it goes in.
Yeah.
And this would be There's no way. We all saw it. So they're going to keep looking at it, but we're going to go to overtime, and Nick Pereira's miracle goal and the 500th point of his career.
And if this does go to overtime, as it should, the longer that they do review it, it gives an extra chance for the Sockers to get that extra deep breath and find it in themselves.
Oh, now, okay, now they've got something where they can actually widen out and see the clock. I mean, they've been looking this whole time without a clock, I think, downstairs, which made all this meaningless. Oh, boy, but then it goes in. So now what are they supposed to, 1/1002? I mean, they don't have the angle anymore.
The board's still signaling for a Sockers goal. But
well, I mean, they hadn't even announced it yet. This would be the catastrophe of all catastrophes, but they knew, and you can even see Boris and Pee-wee. How can you, okay, 1/1000, 2/1000, out. Oh my God, are they actually counting 1/1000 downstairs? Because they, okay, how could that be ever clear and convincing evidence if you're making up a count?
Correct. There's no clock, there is no signal that would overturn this.
We watched it ourselves. Here comes the call. This will either be a catastrophe or reality.
After review, the call is confirmed. No goal.
Yeah. I mean, absolutely confirmed.
Yeah. They could have gone back and watched the YouTube feed live if they really wanted to get that audio, but it took a little bit too long to decide. But at the end of the day, it is overtime.
60 minutes was not enough to decide this match. Oh, standings point has been awarded to the Sockers and Stars. They're both on 20, and point 21 is up for grabs.
Looking at it right now, too, you saw that reaction by Nick Pereira, just exhausted, lifting up his hand.
Yeah. Again, I want to emphasize Nick Pereira has 2 goals, 2 assists, and 500 MASL points. He is just the 3rd player ever to cross that threshold, joining Frank Tayu and Ian Bennett.
Legendary names of the game, and very well deserved, and he may very well be looking for 501, looking into Gol de Oro, golden goal.
And there's the announcement on the scoreboard.
And what a moment for Pereira, doing it against his old club.
Heroically. I said in the 4th quarter, for the Sockers to have a chance to win, he's going to have to get it.
Yeah.
And he got it on the last touch. 500 career points for Nick Pereira. Ian Bennett at 518, still active. Frank Tayu at 583. MASL 2 points don't count for Frank. He's still active, but not in the MASL this year. He's playing for Sonora.
Correct.
Soliste Sonora. So I was speaking to our friend Randy, who is a photographer here, and we see in the supporters section as well. There are some straight up MASL lineups playing in MASL 2.
Oh, yeah.
In Iowa, with Certified Kings.
That
Sonora.
Iowa team. Ooh, I saw that one.
Yeah. And I mean, they're all players who are visaed out of playing pro. And it's just a wild situation, and one that I hope someday, certainly not anytime soon, but someday will be resolved. Here we go. 10 minutes of golden goal overtime. As mentioned, each team has earned 1 standings point. A 3rd will be awarded to whoever scores the night's 7th goal. It's golden goal. If nobody scores in 10 minutes, we'll go to a shootout. Neither team will earn a regulation win tonight, which is the first tiebreaker in the MASL standings. But points is the original tiebreaker, and that's what's up for grabs. One of these teams will be ahead of the other by 1 point at the end of the night. And already Tacoma with San Diego pinned in their zone in the opening shift. Pee Wee trying to dig out of there. Gabby Krusta on his knees. Played the ball. Pee Wee gets tripped by Caceres for a foul. San Diego running left to right in this final overtime period. And Tacoma running right to left.
As Pee Wee does stay down after that foul here.
Oh boy. Oh boy. Did he hit the corner of the boards there? Pee Wee is down on his side. And athletic trainer Paul Savage is going to roll him over on his back. And we'll take a look at what we see, which, yeah, it just seems like as Pee Wee went down, almost, you see that tiny little touch of a hinge there on the board. I think he caught his forehead on that. Well, the fourth quarter scoring was exactly 1-0 in favor of San Diego. And the fourth quarter shots were 5 apiece.
And soccer's able to defend what Tacoma has been successful in doing, going and attacking that side where they've seen so much of it, as Pee Wee does fortunately get up.
Pee Wee Ortega is a player with a history of the C word, concussions. And so he's going to be looked at very carefully by Paul Savage as Pee Wee sits at the back of the bench and holds a cold compress to his forehead.
These players
might add a 13th to the list by night's end. The team playing without over half its roster at this point.
Incredible.
The San Diego Sockers playing without 6 different all-league players, all out due to injury. And yet, 6-6 because Nick Pereira has willed it so with 2 goals and 2 assists. The San Diego native who started his career with the Sockers, won a championship, their second in modern history in 2010-11. Look out, hot water here. Giveaway. Mendez lost it to Kyle Rivers. Now it's on Felipe to guard this ball into the goal wall. Yahir Romero all over him. Getting his right foot open was Felipe to send the ball all the way down the floor, and Correa runs it down. 8:40 left in Golden Goal overtime. Be difficult to say precisely Nick Pereira's career points total. The reason for that is he spent 2 years in the MISL when the MISL had 2- and 3-point goals. So it's a little tricky. You could boil it down. But in the MASL now, 500 points and almost evenly balanced between goals and assists, which is just what makes Nick so special and such a special player in his career. Age 39 and still humming.
Talk about a clutch factor to that moment here.
2 minutes done in overtime. Tacoma understanding. Possess. I mean, you've got a tired team that you're facing. Something will open up if you possess long enough. Cox knows it. He found a back post runner before. Now he's looking for the refeed. Oh, Juice Cox had the golden goal on his foot and shot it just high.
And also understanding, too, that if you do get dispossessed, if you're Tacoma, the legs just aren't there for San Diego to counterattack with speed and precision.
Guess who's back on the field wearing a headband? Pee Wee Ortega. Tough as nails.
Just determination.
Oh,
Sana.
Nestor Hernandez's forehead.
Got another one of those?
Yeah. Wow. Leo looking for Nick. Nick Pereira, Mendez score! Sebastian Mendez with the finish. Golden goal! Gol de oro! 7-6 San Diego final score. Heartbreak for the Stars. And Nick Pereira's 5th point of the night and 501st of his career is the game-winning helper.
If you were to tell me to draw up a goal, a game-winning goal in this situation for the San Diego Sockers in that moment, it goes through Nick Pereira. Lay it off to one of the most experienced and young players in Sebastián Méndez, who literally has an amulet of his injury on his arm and puts the team on his back, getting probably one of the most suffered victories for the San Diego Sockers this season.
As hard-earned as it could possibly come, and as hard done as the Stars could possibly feel. They had 3 points for all but the final 5 seconds of the fourth quarter. They had it, and it slipped through their fingers as Pereira was able to nod it home. And then Méndez, all he's wearing above his waist is his cast. And he has cast the Sockers into the win column, 7-6. We'll hope to hear from Nick Ferrara with Nick Pereira coming up here very shortly, who has to be our man of the match after that brilliant effort. Here comes Nick right now. 501 points, beats his old team. And they couldn't have done it without him, folks. Here's Nick with Nick.
What an epic night here at Frontwave Arena, our MASL player of the game. We're going to call it players, okay? Plural. Tonight, Nick Pereira on this historic night, 500 career points in the MASL, coming off a 3-3 road split, coming in with a split with Tacoma 1-1, but getting this hard-fought victory tonight. Talk about the 2 goals, 2 assists, and your team battling through injury and all these different hurdles to still get this mega victory here at Frontwave tonight.
Yeah, 2 goals, 3 assists. No, the last one was a big goal. We needed to come out and tie the game, and it was crazy to have my family up there to see 500, and that 500 was going to be with 5 seconds to go, so that was awesome. To my family, my wife's up there waving at me, so for her.
Well, I know our female viewers are going to be excited about this one right here. Seba, let's talk about this. Mr. Méndez, a.k.a. Chaos, bringing it when your team needed it the most. Let's talk about Pee-wee. He literally has black tape keeping his eye together. You're coming in here with black tape all over you, the entire team. So many guys. The riddled injuries continue, but you fought it. You got a hard-fought victory. The train is turning in the right direction, bringing you back to North County. The weather's great outside, but it's even better inside. Talk about that epic goal and how you were able to nail it down.
Well, yeah, Nicky said make a run, and I did. So, you know, I scored it, finished it, but it's been a tough month for us, man. We have a lot of injuries, a lot of great players that are out. Shout out to them, but, you know, we're still making it happen. We play for the crest. I don't have it on right now. I don't know where my shirt at, but yeah, man, it's a blessing, and go Sockers, baby.
Play for the crest. The legacy of champions continues. Give it up one more time for your San Diego Sockers players of the game.
All right, there you have it. Nick and Seba, and a 7-6 out of the fire win. Let's take a quick timeout, come back, and wrap things up after this. Sockers, wow. They win it, 7-6. We'll show you how right after this on MASL TV. Gotta love this.
There's regular cold, and then there's the mountains are blue cold. Mountain cold refreshment. Coors Light. Choose chill.
At Frontwave Credit Union, we're all in on you. You're not just a number, you're a member. And we're putting $350 behind what we believe in. Get started today. Dream big. We got you.
Not medically necessary. Out of network. Request denied. Referral denied. Claim denied. Denied.
What if insurance, doctors, pharmacies came together and worked as one team?
If you can't get what you want, come with me.
That would be a better idea for healthcare. Kaiser Permanente.
Parents, If we're on screens too much,
What about you? So let's ditch them and go outside on safari to hang with the coolest, kookiest, tallest animals ever. Whoa! We can hop with them.
Get real close to them.
And every visit helps the animals. But that screening around can't do it justice. So let's get out here and join the herd
at the San Diego Zoo Safari Park.
With the call, from 6th grade, right on.
Post-game coverage, and there is the man of the night, the man who used to be the general manager, head coach, top player. You'd make sure all the doors were open. You'd make sure they were locked at the end of the night. Nick Pereira up in Tacoma. Here he just gets to play, but tonight he had to do more. He had to be the Tacoma version of Nick Pereira. No Craig Childs, no Tavoy Morgan, no Charlie Gonzalez, no Luis Morales, no, we can go down the list. Literally a dozen players injured. Everyone playing at the edge of fatigue. There you see Nick talking to his dad right there. Talk about heroics. He gets his 500th career point on the tying goal with 5 seconds left. He assists on the match winner for career point 501. Sockers win at 7-6. Here are your critical end of match highlights. After that ping pong of a third quarter, we just go right to the good stuff at the end. This is less than 10 seconds as the ball comes out to Costa. He has nothing to do but to feed the middle. And how do you even let that leg come open? Then this was what could have been, again, what could have been on a night of heartbreak for Tacoma. If there's another half a second on the clock, Tacoma wins and scores in 5 seconds. Instead, Nick Pereira leaves it off for Seb. Mendez times it perfectly, places it right inside the right post, throws his jersey. It only went a couple feet away. It's hard to throw a wet rag excitedly, but nonetheless, you know, it's the thought that counts. And look at this, Greg Suddy and Drew Ruggles just hugging it out right now as the Sockers celebrate a 7-6 win. Tony, there's just no question about it. This is a devastating result for Tacoma, although they get a point. They needed all three. They deserved all three. They didn't get it. And furthermore, for San Diego, all of a sudden, this is a huge win for the Sockers, because right now, in their current state, every point absolutely counts, and they're going to be counting these points at the end of the year.
Yeah, 100% for Tacoma. Another road loss. They still have not won away from home, and the Sockers really showed the grit and determination that it takes to be a champion. And it's these games that, looking back at the season, are going to be the most important. And at this point, look at top-down defense, midfield offense for the San Diego Sockers. Boris, get everybody a cold one. By cold one, I mean a cold plunge for recovery, because that's what these players need right now.
Hey, the next game is just 6 days away as the Sockers take on Utica on alumni night. And if they have a week like they had this week, next week, some of those alums will be called into service for the main game, and I'm almost not kidding about that. San Diego had a red list today of retired veterans on call in case, you know, someone slipped on a curb on the way here or something, which the way things have been going could have been the case. We'll be on the air with you right here on MASL TV, Tony and myself, on Saturday for Alumni Night. If you happen to be coming to this game, make sure you get here early. The Super Sockers pregame show will be an all-alumni edition with some of your faves from recent history going out there and having a ton of fun. So make sure you get here when the gates open at 6 for warm-ups. And as you can see, we give autographs before and after every game. So come out and join us. And if you're watching from around the country, join us on MASL TV. Want to say thank you to our Emoda broadcast crew, executive producers Terry Parrish and Chris Karcher, our director Dan Patton, AV manager James Allen, Sean Pettit, our broadcast producer, audio engineer Spencer White and Matt Sparrow, Andy Cooper's our director of photography, graphics operator Larry Patton, utility Gabe Pan, Jaime Reynoso on replay operator. I'm reading a fast list. Sorry, Jaime. I think I did that before, too. Sorry, Jaime. And camera operators Lexi Turner, Matt Camp, Chrissy LeBrec. You all did it. Good job. For Tony Sanchez and Nick Ferrara, I'm Craig Elston, reminding you one more time of our thrilling final scores. The Sockers truly pull it out of the fire, tie it with 5 seconds left, win it on golden goal, 7-6 over the Stars. Hope you enjoyed our MASL TV Sunday presentation, and now, so long from Oceanside.
At Frontwave Credit Union, we're all in on you. You're not just a number, you're a member. And we're putting $350 behind what we believe in. Get started today. Dream big. We got you.
Is it normal to sweat this much? This is awful. This is a mean sweat. Quit looking at me, Susan. When was the last time I ate something planted? It's not that I don't like vegetables. Doctor, I said stuff. I can't pay for a nutritionist. Why is this always such a whole big thing?
With nutrition counseling included, staying on top of your health doesn't have to be a whole big thing. Kaiser Permanente. Healthcare that just works.
Please, Tacoma, Frontwave 6 break. We're on.
Parents, if we're on screens too much, what about you?
So let's ditch them and go outside on safari
To hang with the coolest,
kookiest, tallest animals ever.
whoa, we can hop with them,
Get real close to them.
And every visit helps the animals. But that screen you're on can't do it justice. So let's get out here and join the herd
at the San Diego Zoo Safari Park.